King Solomon's reign was after David's. You just the agent with your name on the affidavit. Smashing haters like mashed potatoes.
What's really going on in the world right now? Every day we see shocking headlines, rising tension, and growing confusion. But is it all random, or is something deeper unfolding? It's time to see the bigger picture. Discover the story behind the noise. Tonight, on Tuesday Night Class, we examine today's current events through the powerful lens of biblical prophecy, revealing meaning behind the madness.
Tonight, we break down unfolding power struggles on the world stage, from high-profile political figures under pressure to international arrest controversies. At the same time, cultural clashes and public callouts reveal deeper issues of pride, influence, and division.
The Bible warned of a time marked by confusion, rumors, and spiritual blindness, but it also gave hope. Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. Amos chapter 3, verse 7.
This isn't entertainment. This is understanding the times. Tonight at 8:30, it's Tuesday Night Class. Bring your Bible, an open mind, and be ready to see clearly.
Plantation. 9 to 5 be the time I was wasting. Man, I feel like I need a vacation. Saving up for my resignation. Why I feel like my manager hating. Ain't the one for no verbal castration. This government ain't giving reparation. We'll go to crime trying to fight the temptation.
Rejoice in tribulations, demonstrate patience in every situation, picking up the pieces to their heart restoration. People broken hearted and in need of salvation. We in captivity, we done lost our history. Disconnected from his laws, now there's no integrity. Here's the book and let them see, because they dying in these streets. Walking in darkness and where the carcass is, the eagles be. Walking in darkness and where the carcass around us like vultures. Murder on their mind when they approach us. Let your light shine, watch them scatter like roaches. Babylon falling cause we taking back our culture. Heal our land, Abba now put us back in agriculture. This word burning them up, Romans is a flamethrower. We prophesy destruction, nukes coming, game over. International, continental, ballistic missile. Them bombs dropping like rain, no drizzle. The lake of fire make them sizzle. Showing fruits of the spirit, we don't gather figs of thistles. That's the dog, you know, so just like you were saying.
Hey, my name is Amani Bright Laws. I'm a travel business owner. My business is Always Shine Bright Travel, where we help you discover your next bright destination. I want to talk to you really quickly today about becoming a travel business owner. Listen, If your passion is traveling, if your passion is exploring the world, if your passion is wanting to travel and explore the world, then you should become a travel business owner, okay? I have 2 easy ways to get started, less than 1 minute, okay? The first way, up here, our website, travelagentworkshop.com. And please use my sponsor ID, Always Shine Bright, okay? The second way is a text code. Text the word workshop to the number 281-767-9711. And again, reference my sponsor ID, Always Shine Bright. Okay? Listen, the workshop is free. It's a free 3-day workshop, which gives you all the information on how to get started to become a travel business owner. Okay? Any questions that you have will get answered within that workshop. Okay? So, let me meet you on the money-making side of travel where you can turn your passion into your paycheck.
Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy, Chef D-Nail, over here at Guess Who's Cooking. Good cooking, good eating, good living. Y'all know how we do it every Sunday about this time, man. We're going to get straight to it. We got the chicken and dumplings, all right? We got the perch fish with the mac and cheese, with the yams, with the 5 cheese toast over here on the Texas side. And of course, we got the world famous turkey tips, all right? We also got, on this one, we got the greens with the turkey tails, and we got the spaghetti. You already know what time it is, man. Hit the link, 773-992-4737 is the phone number to place your order every Sunday, all right? And you can hit us up on the Cash App to make payments at Guess Who's Cooking, the number 2. All right. You can hit the www.guesswho'scooking on the World Wide Web. You can catch us on Facebook Marketplace under Guess Who's Cooking. And, of course, on TikTok, man, at Guess Who's Cooking. Come on down. Get your orders.
Give me shame, I give you peace from underneath. Give me mind and be a light to reignite. Can you open up the doors to let me in? Can you open up the doors to let me in? You could put the heart inside, don't top my head. As I sing the love inside from out my mouth. Tell me what you need to find, tell me now. Tell me what you need to find.
Look, listen. King Solomon's reign was after David's. You just the agent with your name on the affidavit. Smashing haters like mashed potatoes. Blast invaders and trash traders. Lax being taxpayers. Gladiators with radiators. No Indiana Pacers. We were sinners and Sabbath breakers. Since magic makers. Rivers of living water won't be evaporated. No matter what type of technology is activated. I'm going back to the future. I judge the jury and throw the book at the prosecutor. I hit the ops, pistols pop, Kama Sutra. I lift your top, your wigger drop like prostitutes. Peter denied Jesus, Cornelius was a heathen. Jewelry like Julius Caesar's, I see through demons. Culture freedom, beat him to a pulp, the vultures they eat him. I'm in the Maserati, he in the mausoleum. Shot went off in the Coliseum and hit a Polynesian. For probably peeping, trying to poly for obvious reasons. Get off your knees, hollering and screaming. You ain't gotta wait till your body's in the morgue and to be a freeman. Meet your death like a vegan. How you the goat but you beefing about what chickens eating? Miss me with that bullshit like missing, you missed the meaning. I showed you what this meant to me, but you just missed the meaning. Clips in the coach bag, scoping the polo mask. You try to block these shots, you getting Oster tagged. You don't pose a threat, you better post an ad. Like you post a boy, cause you post a pass. I'm supposed to have a frozen swag, so how you hypocrites trying to throw stones from homes made of broken glass? You get your whole dome blown in half, cause you ain't know the flow was gas, and I burn bones to cold ash. I got more soldiers than that show mash. I got more than 1,000 words, but I snap like a photograph. These devils wanna get rid of me, cause I do the math and add insult to injury. Kidding me?
Good. Shalom. Shalom. How's everybody doing tonight? Yabashim Yashapita. Yes, welcome to another Iron Sharpen Iron. All right. I am Brother Hashar. Hello, everyone. Before I begin, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach Yahweh Shad. Double honors to the elders of HOI, elders of Bach, elder Torah, elder Sabal, the Deacon Shawapar, and the Captain Ariyah, and to all senior men and men who was putting in this work. I like to say shalom, shalom, and to the sisters, shamar. So, how's everybody doing tonight? We bringing another class out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Khan, I'll actually be reading for you till the brother Yakin come up. Okay, Khan, shalom.
Khan, shalom. Yeah, Cap, he called me already. You said Cap's going to read, right?
No, I'll read for you for now, King.
Okay. Okay, Khan. The water. All right. So, Brother Akeem, he's got some stuff he has to do, but he'll be on here shortly. So we're going to have Brother Ari to go ahead and read. Anyway, so again, hello, everyone. Welcome to another Iron Sharpen Iron. Today, we want to share with you guys, and I want to share with you guys that the white man and the white woman are the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right. So let's clap it up for that. Just clapping it up. All right. The devil that the Bible speaks of. Now let's get started. All right. You guys got to understand, we are at war with Esau. Okay. And when we say Esau, we understand we talking about the so-called white man, but we talking about the so-called white woman as well. Okay. Remember, a lot of them own more slaves than most white men. All right. Let's bring that out. All right. So again, we are at war with Esau and the other nations. All right. But however, we still act like we part of this land called America. So until you guys decide to wake up and pull that spiritual plug out of you, like the Matrix, this is what we're here for, to help facilitate the pulling of the plug so you guys can continue to go somewhere to understand that you are the children of Israel. You're a God's chosen people, all right, from various tribes. So tonight's lesson is what's really going on. And the reason why we came up with this name, because Israel sometimes tend to backpedal. Now, if any of you guys play football, DBs backpedal, but that's because that's a defensive mechanism, the backpedal. You don't need the backpedal because you think everything is like, oh my God, what's going on? what what's what's really going on? So this is why we named this title. What's going on? What's really going on? Because our people tend to like that word, and the elder always talks about it. Y'all love that word, sensationalism. And this is why we need to speak on some different topics to let you know that these people are crooked and will never be straight. So again, when you're looking at the if they can I have the definition, I should have put it in the notes. But when something is sensationalized, all right, it's like a shocking, something that's shocking, and it's not accurate. Okay. It's based off of, it's called empiricism. Empiricism. Okay. It's basically a theory. All right. It's nothing factual. So when you sensationalize on something, it's based upon what people opinions are, and opinions are not factual. So we want you guys to just understand something. We're going to get a quick scripture to understand that you cannot, even if these people are your best friends, even if you know somebody who's a politician, you know somebody who works at the welfare office, you know somebody who's I don't know, a manager. If you know the governor, let's get Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 13. Baba Kushak.
God. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, and verse number 13. Consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he have made crooked?
Khan. And that's just simply put. All right, Israel, you can't, no matter what you do, you cannot make this man or woman straight. I don't care how many girl trips you go on. I don't care how much money they loan you. This is a vile and profane people. All right, we need to understand that. And the other nations are slowly but surely following behind them. They act like they have what is it? Um integrity. They act like they are people of righteousness, but they're not, because these same other nations, they have corner stores in your neighborhood. You got the Arab, you have the Asian, all the different Asian people. Okay, you have the East Indian. You have all these different nations that have corner stores in our neighborhood, and none of us are allowed to work in there. I've never personally seen a black person or a Hispanic person working in an Asian store. Maybe it happens. I haven't seen it. All right. So we're going to get in to this first video, and it's pretty disgusting. Even though this is Esau, it's a pretty tough video, everybody. I just want you guys to know it's pretty tough. It's about Esau and how foul they are and what they would do to their own people. If they would do this to their own child, or as she put it, thing, she never even called it a baby. If they would do this to their own thing or it, they definitely would go extra hard amongst the other nations on destroying us. Okay. So again, what's really going on? We have to stop trusting these people. They are not like us, and we keep giving them praise and grace, but you will shoot your own quicker than you can say God bless you. So without further ado, let's get the clip. Let's get the first clip. It's about the female. First one I sent you. She realized she's been caught 27 years later. Let's start it at the 37-second mark. Go ahead, Brother Kusha.
An unidentified newborn baby was murdered, burned, and dumped in a local park. But as one family is about to find out, no secret stays buried forever.
God helps someone if they lie.
police record.
You said this Edomite chick did all of this?
Oh, yeah. It's pretty disgusting.
On the morning of September 6, 2024, police officers old woman named Carrie Mazuka
Yeah, it's just starting. Gotta give it time to
and
rev
abruptly
up.
whisk her away from a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot in Guilderland, New York.
I need you to come with us. We'll explain everything when we.
I would say be able to give it a little time to load, probably like 20 seconds. Pause it for like 20 seconds and let it load for a bit. Quick thing, it's funny because when you brought that up, I was thinking about the Edomite chick that was a nurse and she was looking after like kids and everything, and she broke. Like she was targeting black kids and she broke like their limbs and everything. You heard that story before? I think it happened like last year.
Wait a minute, say that again? What say?
Yeah, this was an Edomite nurse.
Say that part again?
I said this was an Edomite nurse and she was looking after kids and all of that, at the hospital and all, like newborns and everything. And she was targeting black kids and she was breaking their limbs. She was breaking like the babies.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I heard about that.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, so she was breaking like the newborns, like the limbs and everything. And then when she got caught, she's getting mad and all of this stuff. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This is their nature. Sick. Like if you would do that to a newborn, and just based off the story that you're bringing out right now, like throughout these last days, more and more, the Lord is going to put the spirit on this devil to show everybody on this earth who he truly is. Not just the Edomite man, but also the woman, the Edomite woman. They're still Edomites. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're still Edomites. So they, like, the Lord is going to show you through his actions that he's the devil, man, woman, and children. They have no mercy for nobody on this earth. No mercy for life, no mercy for their own nation.
None.
Yeah, on part. Check the video again. See if it's good now. It probably loaded for a bit. Maybe extra 20 seconds or something.
Okay. That's why I turn my camera off. Sometimes I turn the camera off. That bandwidth, hurry up and play.
Right. They didn't snatch the video like Trump did Maduro. God damn.
Yeah, that was. That was crazy. That was crazy right there. I mean, it's judgment, but yeah, that was very, very disrespectful.
Yeah.
You able to play the video up? I could probably upload it from my side. Yeah, so about the video, it goes in about this Edomite lady, and I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of emotional because I was thinking about that child because when I was in Iraq and stuff, man, they used to do some, not even just Iraq here, but when I was overseas, I was older and stuff like that. The stuff they used to do to the kids and special needs people, was just unbelievable, and to see, she was 25 when all this took place, so she knew better. Let's see.
Yeah, try it again, Ken, if you're able to. Yeah, press play, King.
They don't want to play.
Let me try something. Let me try a little something.
Okay.
Residence for 27 long years. An unidentified newborn baby was murdered, burned, and dumped in a local park, but as one family is about to find out, no secret stays buried forever.
Yeah, make sure you don't have it at its largest.
Help someone if they lie.
The following report is based on records. On the morning of September 6, 2024, police officers swarm an unsuspecting 52-year-old woman named Claressa Shields.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, don't make it big. It's too much bandwidth.
History on our hands, I'll say. Okay. That we're trying to sort out. So you said you have 2 kids, right?
Yes.
Okay. Any other kids? Was anybody pregnant and then like no one ever saw the kid or anything? This is a baby, if you couldn't tell.
I'm gonna throw up. Like, that's gross. I'm sorry, I've got goosebumps.
Baby was actually set on fire.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
In Albany, New York, a twisted crime has haunted the city's residents for 27 long years. An unidentified newborn baby was murdered, burned, and dumped in a local park. But as one family is about to find out, no secret stays buried forever.
God help someone if they lie.
The following report is based on official police records. On the morning of September 6, 2024, police officers swarm an unsuspecting 52-year-old woman named Carrie Mazuka and abruptly whisk her away from a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot in Guilderland, New York.
I need you to come with us. We'll explain everything when we get where we have to go, okay? But I need you to help me out with this. It'll make sense in a minute, okay? Vehicle will stay right here. The troopers will make sure it gets locked up and everything, but it's imperative that you come with us now, okay? All right, so if you want to just come right this way, thank you.
The gray car. That gray car right there. And I'm sorry, but it's our policy before you get in our vehicle. This way we have a female with us. We just need to make sure you don't have any weapons or anything like that on you.
Can I grab my cell phone and call work? Am I going to be late?
I don't see it. What time do you have to be at work?
8:30.
I think you should be okay. We'll grab it for you if you'd like. Where is it?
Washington Ave Extension.
No, your phone.
Oh, and it should be right in the panel, like the cup holder.
Cup holder? Okay. Yeah. I'll grab it. All right. Hang on 1 sec. Hang on to that, please.
Carrie sits in the back, and if she has the slightest clue what all of this is about, it's not apparent.
So what happened? I didn't put my signal light on until...
Oh, you know those troopers. They're always worried about vehicle and traffic law. I think that's what I heard him saying. When he came in, you might not have.
Can I have my phone?
We have it. Yeah.
Can I have my phone?
Just 1 second, please, and we'll get you that. You wanted to call work and just let me know.
I just want to text work, yes.
Okay. Yeah, if you just, do you mind giving her a phone so you should just let her know she's gonna be late?
Where are we going?
Right down to our station.
Am I getting a ticket or anything, or?
Well, I mean, you've been pretty cooperative, so I don't think you'd be getting a ticket.
This is like a first for me. I'm like shaking.
So you're okay. No, you're fine. Seriously, relax. You're not in danger or anything. You're fine.
No human trafficking here.
No, you're good. All right, Carrie.
Can't believe how nice the weather is. Still going into September. This elevator is probably older than all of us put together.
Yeah, it's tiny. Sorry.
Feels like a closet, not an elevator. I don't know if it's the slowest elevator, but
It is.
it's one of the top 5.
It's not. It's not quick.
Carrie is taken into an interrogation room at the Albany Police Department, where the investigators ask for her help in solving a crime that has haunted the community for decades.
We kind of have a little bit of a mystery on our hands, I'll say, that we're trying to sort out. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to read you a few things. These don't mean they're in trouble by any means, okay? But because there's some unknowns that we're dealing with, I want to make sure you understand them, and then we can kind of explain what's going on.
Okay.
With that said, he reads Carrie her Miranda rights and reveals what all of this is really about.
We're looking into something that happened quite a few
Make it
years
small
ago.
again.
Okay. Back in 1997. So some remains were found in Washington Park.
You good?
Yeah, hey, go ahead and skip to go ahead and go to the 12-minute mark. Take it to 12 minutes and go ahead and play it. Well, before you play it, guys, I want you to understand this woman lied for 45 minutes to an hour about not knowing what he was talking about. They took her DNA test. They took her sister DNA test. They took everybody in her family DNA test, right? Then they went to her. They took her DNA test. When he came back, he started doing great detective work. Now, even though this is Esau, and he's not slamming her all across the desk or anything like that, when you watched it earlier, you can tell she was nervous and she knew what she was there for. You're not going to forget what it is she's about to admit to 27 years later. Let me tell you. So go ahead, Baba Kusha, go ahead and play it.
And we go, we get DNA, we make comparisons, and God helps someone if they lie.
As the detective ramps up, the woman who maintained for 45 solid minutes that she knows nothing about this long ago tragedy
No idea. No idea.
is about to drop a bombshell.
Because all you have is your credibility, right? Because 27 years ago, baby Moses gets found here, right? And say you are mom, right? I'm not saying you are, but say you are, right? And we bring you down here, and you say, no, I'm not the mother. I was never pregnant then. What if that's not true? Like, we could figure all that stuff out, right? And then what happens is we go, hey, guess what? We found this baby dead and burned, and the mother said she's not the mother. What's that scream to me? If you're
I did it. I did it.
You did it?
I did it.
Carrie's sudden confession lands like a grenade, but it's been a long time in the making. A full 2 years earlier, investigators were out at Carrie's house in the middle of the night looking for evidence.
We are on our way to Altamont, New York for a trash pull.
After a decades-long investigation that has included some dirty jobs, the detective wants to finally hear all of the horrible details.
What happened?
I got pregnant. I had the baby. I gave birth in my bathtub. Baby died. Didn't know how to get rid of it.
How'd the baby die?
I think I had water in the bathtub. I think it drowned.
You drowned it?
I didn't drown it.
In that bathtub?
Yes.
Inside that apartment? Right there?
Yes.
Why'd you burn the baby?
I didn't burn the baby.
Who did?
I don't know who did.
Who'd you give the baby to?
I had the baby by myself. I went down to the park. I handed it to somebody.
Who'd you hand it to?
I don't know. Some random person.
Carrie, that doesn't.
I swear to God.
Carrie has reduced her crime to little more than an improper burial, but it's not long before she makes a second vile admission.
You did not hand this baby to a random person. That didn't happen.
I didn't know what to do. I set the baby on fire.
Wow.
Was it screaming?
No, it was dead. It was dead.
This grim subject will be revisited, but for now, the detective keeps pressing, certain that Carrie is holding on to at least one more unspeakable truth.
This baby was breathing for minutes. This baby was alive.
I had it in the... I did.
That doesn't lie. This is 27 years ago. Let's clean this up. Let's be done with this here and now. That baby died, not of natural causes.
I didn't kill the baby that I'm aware of. I had it in the bathtub.
It didn't drown. There's no water in the lungs. That didn't happen. It's not of natural causes. There's no trauma, so that leaves one thing. And you know what that one thing is?
Suffocation?
If you freaked out and did this, that's fine. We need to know. Look.
Yes.
Yes, what?
I suffocated the child.
With what?
I put it in the bag.
Put it in the bag?
In a series of shocking disclosures, it's the biggest one yet. After 27 years, Albany investigators not only know who baby...
Yeah, man, that's... Whew, that was a... Man. That was deep. You know, and I wanted to play that, you know, because, you know, everybody keep giving praises to these white women. It's so annoying. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, Laura Bush, Barbara Bush, Nancy Reagan, Hillary Clinton, people. She was calm, polite, and she knew exactly what they wanted. And she knew what was going on. Then she made a statement about, oh, there's no human trafficking. Who does that? And then a sidebar. Listen, people, when those detectives and police come to you and they start talking to you, shut the hell up. Don't say nothing. Lawyer up. If they keep you in an interrogation office and offer you McDonald's and ribs and all this, don't say nothing. That's one takeaway. I want you to see how nice that detective was, right? This is evil on evil. But for you so-called black people, one thing I want you to understand is when these detectives, these cops come to you, they pretend to be your friend. See how friendly he was? He was like, oh, he's like Mr. Rogers. Oh, you know, this and this and this. He's not your friend. Do not say nothing. The Miranda rights tell you whatever you say can be held against you in the court of law. Shut the hell up. Shut up. Make sure you tell your kids that. Now, I know your kids ain't drowning, suffocating kids and setting them on fire. But just a sidebar, this is how these cops come to you to be friendly. So Israel, you get pulled over, anything, just shut up, tell them your name, social security number, go to jail, or whatever the case may be, you'll get out. That's a sidebar. Now, back to this devil. So you see how Esau, you know, these pigs try to be a friend, and I already said that. I got my little notes here, so I don't use foul language, Salakia. So anyway, she was calm. Cap, she was calm. She was like, what am I here for?
Try to play stupid.
Try to play stupid. Look here, dog. You know what you did. What are you talking about? All of a sudden, you like, when she saw them, you could see her face. She was like, damn, they got me. That's what I saw. She looked She looked at them. So just for and I know there's a lot of stuff going on in Israel, but we have to acknowledge we cannot continuously follow our oppressor. All right. And I brought this out because she looked like a basic white woman. She looked like she go to Starbucks. She'd say, "Oh my God, hey brother, how you doing? My name is Carrie. What are those fringes? Wow, they are nice." I had this white woman. I was walking out of Walmart. She was crazier than whatever because I could tell. But when you first see her, she looked like a normal white woman. And I'm walking past her, and she said, "Oh my God, you smell good. Wow, I don't like cologne, but you smell good." The whole time she was talking to her trunk. And I'm looking at her like, who the fuck you like it? I'm like, who are you talking to? Like, what do you mean I smell good? I don't know you, lady. I'm trying to go to my car. She could have been this same lady. So the reason why I'm telling you guys this, we're going to get a scripture for you guys. And we bring this out every week. We're going to get Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Bobby Kushai.
God. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, and verse number 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Guys, you don't understand. This woman is profane. She's vile. She's a fornicator. Okay. She had 2 more kids, by the way. And hey, fun fact, they don't speak to their father. The guy that she got pregnant by, we don't know who he was. He was from a town over. She clearly was mad at him. Now, we understand there's judgment, and we're going to get to some scriptures. I'm not going to spoil it. We're going to get to some scriptures. Everybody that's born already have a, what can I say? They already have a roadmap. They already have a destiny before they're born, okay? So again, lest there be any fornicator or profane person in Esau. And Esau, the male, but it's talking about the woman too. And I'm bringing this out because these are your teachers. These are your doctors. I've known a couple people who had the privilege to go into an all-black elementary school. I don't know. I think they were lying. But I heard that it was an all-black elementary school. I have yet to see that. Okay? All my teachers were white. I had some black teachers, but all my teachers were white, and they were all female. But this woman could have been a teacher. She could have been whatever, right? So when you think you can trust them, here's the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21.
Con, I got it.
Con.
I got it. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 55, and verse number 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Con. That's talking about Esau. That's talking about the female as well. I don't know why you guys keep thinking we only talking about the white woman. The white man. If we're only talking about the white man, then salvation would be for the white woman. But she's white. So how can salvation be for Israel and whoever else they saying? Matter of fact, how can salvation just be for Israel and all women of all other nations? No, when it's talking about the other nation, of course it's talking about the man. However, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. These white women talk the same way. I don't know if you guys had white female principals, white female social workers, white female judges. Some of the white female judges are fair. I can attest to that. I had a white female judge. Some of them are fair, but for the most part, the words of their mouth were smoother than butter, and war is in their heart. Okay? It's all about the Most High's judgment. So again, she spoke smooth almost for an hour. They said 45 minutes. She spoke smooth for about an hour in the interrogation. She was not sweating nor given any care. And when you listen to it, she never described the baby. She said baby like maybe 3 or 4 times. After that, if you listen, she kept saying it. Do you guys? I didn't play the whole thing because it's like it's so crazy. She suffocated the child. She wrapped the child in a towel and put the child in a freaking Walmart plastic grocery bag and took it out like groceries. This is what she said to the detective. He paused. He couldn't believe it. He was like, "What? You took it out like groceries?" She was like, "Yeah, I took it out like groceries." When she got to the park, she went ahead and took the baby out of the plastic bag, sat it down, set the towel on fire so she can erase the DNA. But she said the whole thing caught on fire. So the baby burnt. She didn't mean to burn the baby. He was like, "Well, why didn't you just take the towel off?" She's like, "Well, no, she meant to burn that baby in that towel because she secretly hated the man and she secretly hated the baby. And again, we don't know who that child was. That child could have been a numerous of people, right? But for some reason, Most High decided this is what it is, right? And again, she referred to the baby as a thing. She literally said she suffocated, put her hand over the baby nose with her hand. She didn't take a what is it? A pillow. She suffocated the baby, placed it in a towel, and man, it's crazy, So, yeah. So April 18th, 2025, this year, she was sentenced to 25 years. And yeah. So again, let's see. I bring this video up because we are following these people. This is why I bring this video up. We're following these people. Regardless of what we say, we continuously following the white woman, the white man. All right. And they never received the laws, people. We have universal laws. All right. There's 3 universal laws, and there's 613 laws. So do the math. You're going to follow somebody who only has like 3 universal laws, or you're going to follow who you're supposed to follow, the children of Israel. All right. So if we continue to make and break these laws and think punishment's not coming, we're going to continue to get punished. This is why we say, what's really going on? You look at this woman, you see her at the grocery store or whatever, you're like, oh, she's this. You go out with her, you have wine, you ask her about stuff. She got 2 kids. She talked about she was married, she's divorced. What do everybody have in common in America that's over the age of 45? We're all divorced. Everybody's divorced over 45. You're working on your 2nd or 3rd marriage. You know what I'm saying? By the time you're 45, it's like it's a normalizing thing. So let's get Revelations chapter 22, verse 14 through 15.
God. And quick thing, it's funny, man. Like, think about it. If she'll do that to her own children, and like Psalms 58:3, where the Lord said, "The wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they're born, speaking lies." How she was just lying to the dude, and just straight face, no emotions, and just smooth as butter, just like it was a natural language for them, right? So think about it. She's lying to her own people. She's lying to her own quote unquote detective, police officers, and everything with no hesitation. And he had to keep asking her the same question because he already got all the evidence stacked up and lined up, and she can't run from that. After the 3rd or 4th time, then she admitted. And then she backtracks. What she said? She said, what do you call it? Well, she started smashing. She's like, yeah, I didn't know what to do and all of this stuff. And he was like, why'd you burn the baby? And I said, yeah, I didn't kill it, and I suffocated it. Like God damn, you were demon.
And then she said, Salakia, she said, oh, I handed the baby to a random person. He was like, what?
Right. Hey, and quick thing, that's how the Lord gonna do Esau. That's how the Lord gonna do America. He already has all the evidence stacked up. The whole time. It's already stacked up from the side, and he already got all the crimes they have committed and all the proof from more than 400 years all lined up. You know? And now the Lord gonna ask him, hey, what about this? Esau gonna lie immediately. You know, but the Lord got all the evidence for this devil, for that judgment. Like I said in Revelations 18, give unto him double, give unto them double, because of all the wickedness they have done unto us. And they still gonna lie. Remember Cain? What Cain said when the Lord asked him, hey, where's your brother? Where's Abel? My brother. But you know you lying. You know you killed him. Same as with the woman. You know you killed the baby. Same as with Cain. You know you killed Abel. And the Lord still know you did it, but he got to ask you. Because he got to test you and see if you're going to tell the truth. And Cain replied, am I my brother's keeper?
Great precept. Yeah, that's a good precept. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the same difference. Yeah. You guys hear that? That's Genesis right there. That's the nail on the coffin right there. Yeah,
we can get that real quick before we get to Revelations 22. Just want to bring out a quick precept. Let me get Genesis chapter. Let's see. Genesis chapter 4.
Genesis chapter 4?
Yeah, Genesis chapter 4 and verse number. Let's see. 4 and 8.
4 and 8?
Yeah.
This is the book of Genesis chapter 4, verse
8.
Verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him.
Right, read on.
Verse 9. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
Right. So after he killed Abel, he know he killed him. Now the Lord is going to ask him the question, because the Lord is the God of all things. He knows all things. So now he's going to ask him, hey, where's your brother? Why did he ask him that? Because he already knew the answer. He just wanted to see if he was going to tell the truth. Same as with a parent and a child. The parent already knew that that you broke that chair, you took that cookie, right? You messed this up, you broke that TV, and now you in the room, you hiding all of this stuff, and you kind of panicking, and you're trying to play it off. Then the parents going to ask you, your moms or your pops going to ask you, hey, who broke that TV? And they know who did it, but they want to see you going to fess up to it and tell the truth. You're going to get your behind whooped, but they just want to see what type of person you are, what type of character you have. And she lied immediately, same as with Cain.
Yeah,
I don't know where my brother's at. Nigga, you killed him. Damn devil. Same as with the woman. I don't know what talking about the case with you killed her. You killed the baby 20-something years ago, and you thought he was going to not find out. Yeah, I yield, King. Revelation 22, right?
Khan. So we bringing this scripture out because we have to understand that and that's a great precept, Cap. Very great precept. Khan. So you guys understand that, right? Genesis 4, chapter 8 through 9. That was dead on. Because Cain was cursed, and technically we consider him the prototype of the white man, and she fit that description perfectly, because we don't know how long he was interrogated by the Most High, but he was like, he was, and she went in, I did it. That was such a revelation right there. I did it. Yeah, I did it. You guys saw that, right? I did it.
Yeah.
That was so disgusting. So yes, let's get Revelations 22:14, verse 15.
God. This is Revelation chapter 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the cities.
Kind. So you guys understand that we have to follow these commandments. We cannot follow after our oppressor. All right. So if we continue to follow the commandments, we will get the blessings, the tree of life. You understand? We will get eternal, we get salvation. So I bring this up because a lot of us are following the so-called white man and the so-called white woman. You know, the elder brought it out. I'm gonna talk about it later, but he brought out, a great class on Saturday. Elder Sabak talking about, Venus, Venus, because Venus is the skinny one, and Serena is the thick one, the one that's bleaching her skin. Because everybody always getting confused. So Venus married so-called white man, all right, because of various reasons. But again, they continuously follow this suit of if it's white, it's right. All right. You saw that white woman. She suffocated. Do you know what it is to suffocate? We need to emphasize this. She suffocated a baby, took it to the park. She drove it, took it out like it's trash, put it in a car, drove it to the park, put lighter fluid, and set the baby on fire. And didn't think of it for 27 years and still lied 27 years later. How disgusting is that? When you look at the whole thing, she's like, so am I going to go to jail? I should be punished. She said she should be punished for it. Now she feels guilty. She's 52. She feels guilty. Anyway, so again, blessed are they that do his commandments. Okay? And we understand that Esau and the other nations did not get the law, statutes, and commandments. We understand that. This is why we're bringing this out. Blessed are they that do his commandments. Okay? And that is talking about us. If the other nations decide to, it is what it is. But they're not going to get the salvation that we get. Let's go verse 15.
God. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
Con. So these are the people that we're following. Okay. So you're following these sorcerers, these whoremongers, under following the white man doctrine and stuff like that is sorcery. When we do the pledge of allegiance, when we get a social security number, when we sign the birth certificate, it's all forms of sorcery, all right, and idolatry, okay. And so we have to understand that even though we're in this system, we don't have to participate. It's almost like growing up in a Crip neighborhood. And I say Crip, you got West Coast people out there. So growing up in a Crip neighborhood, you don't have to be a Crip. But if you in that neighborhood, you can be tested, but all the rest of the Crips are no, dude, he ain't with that. He play ball. He go to school. Because if that's the case, we will have no so-called black men surviving gangs, because that means we all joined it. Right. They always give passes to those who's like they ain't with it. And normally the guys that's with it, and if some of you guys were ex-gangbangers, I'm not talking to you, but I'm saying, like, if you was a part of that, a lot of times you was a knucklehead. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by knucklehead is like you was always willing to do something, just outside the box, because you heard about the gangbangers. They were shooting people. They were getting shot. They were going to jail. They were being beaten by the cops. These are all the things you sign up when you become a street nigga. When you become a street nigga, these are all the things you sign up for. So again, this is why we named the class what's really going on. This white woman, believe it or not, there's women out there that's supporting her. Oh, she was young. She was 25. It was 1997, abortions. Because remember, back in 1997, when you went to the Planned Parenthood, you know who was outside? It was about 30 people out there picketing, saying, "You are a murderer. You are a murderer."
God.
You understand? They were out there. Trust me, I know. I was at one in 1996. So they was out there. And you had to literally push past these people. And I'm not trying to make light of what she did, but that decade, a lot of women in the 80s, the late 80s, a lot of women was pulling babies out in bathrooms with hangers. I don't know if you guys ever heard about that, but it was a very difficult. You heard about that?
God.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not. She set the baby on fire, and then she suffocated the baby. Damn, she should have went to go get an abortion.
Hey, I'm telling you, if you would do that to your own child,
whew,
what
that's
do everybody?
Crazy.
What the hell everybody else is going to expect from you if you that cruel to your own child? Do you expect that person to have any mercy for anybody else? And a mother's natural instinct is to love their children. Mother's natural instinct is to protect their child.
God.
You know, you have children. You have grown adults. They could be the most wickedest, vicious man or woman. Once they have that baby, it changed their life.
God, this is a fact.
You know, they're more protective. They're more nurturing. Even for the father's side, he's more. I got to get my stuff together and this and that. I got a child now. I got to lead by example. I got a whole new responsibility. All the past things that he did in his life, he tried to give that up for the child. He makes sacrifices. So imagine a woman, if you that cruel to your baby, to suffocate the baby. A lot of talking about was drowning and all of this stuff in the tub. No, you suffocate. That means you had intentions. Right? You meditated murder on your own child. And tie it in also with whoever she had the baby with, yeah, she must have hated their guts. She must have hated their guts and took it out on the child, an innocent child. And then after that, you burn it too. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was that was the kicker. And I want to, it's a very demonic thing. And I wanted to bring that out. I don't know why that's not all over the internet. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. And she got 25 years. And once she get out, she have to do 5 years or something. But hopefully somebody murder her, but in the prison. But again, I brought that out to show the emotions of this devil. You guys keep sleeping on the female. She is the she devil, and she is worse. Okay, I'm gonna keep going on because again, this is who they are, and some of us, we have done heinous crimes as well because we keep thinking we are like them. There's a brother who he was a cop in Baltimore, ex-Marine, and he choked out his son. His son was 15, and he stuffed the cops came to the house because they had a restraining order and all this other stuff. So he stuffed his son's body, like he just stuffed it away because he panicked. But what we're saying is we get a lot of this demonic, this evilness from these people. You know what I'm saying? Because we're thinking we're like them and we're not. So let's get Lamentations chapter 1, verses 20 through 22. Barbecue shop.
God. It's the book of Lamentations, chapter 1, and verse number 20. Behold, O Lord, for I am in distress. My bowels are troubled. Mine heart is turned within me. For I have grievously rebelled. Abroad the sword bereaveth. At home there is as death. They have heard that I sigh. There is none to comfort me. All mine enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad that thou hast done it. Thou wilt bring the day that thou hast called, and they shall be like unto me. Let all their wickedness come before thee, and do unto them as thou hast done unto me for all my transgressions. For my sighs are many, and my heart is faint.
So again, we just getting our lick back. You know what I'm saying? We've been through a lot, Israel, and you guys really need to study your history and stuff like that. But we have been through a lot, and it's time to go ahead and, put the vape down, put the weed, put the blunt down. It ain't real anyway. Put down the what's that stuff called? The syrup, put down the fentanyl. Just put it down. We can't continuously be high. Okay. They are getting back. More so-called white people are dying of fentanyl. Why you think Trump is going to Venezuela, or they're fighting the Mexicans, or they're fighting these different places? They cut off Afghanistan because we was getting the opioids anyway. It's a whole different subject, but they're cutting things off because they're dying off, and they like, man, we still got a rule. We need kids to take our spots. It ain't gonna happen. All right. So again, he have grievously rebelled, and they heard the sign that none comfort me. All my enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad that they has done it. But 22, let all their wickedness come before thee, and do unto them as thou hast done unto me. They got to get it back. You know what I'm saying? And so these scriptures, this is prophetic. This is, eschatology. These things are prophetic. This is why they have that Christian doctrine. Christians don't talk about prophecy. They talk about what is that? John 3:16, the virgin birth, Moses, what else? Paul, and that's about it. Yeah, they jump into Ephesians and First Corinthians about different things, but it's the same old, same old. If you guys was raised in a Christian church, they're still talking about the same old scriptures, the 3-4 scriptures that they use, and then that pastor, he's stealing the money, he's banging the chicks, they get rid of him, you get another one, he's somewhat good. It's the same thing. Then you got these new pastors who's in these woke churches and stuff like that. So not trying to be all over the place, but the main issue is we keep following Esau, and we keep following this woman. Okay, so they're getting their due diligence. So we have to get our look back, Israel, and she did commit heinous crimes. However, that child could have been a crazy Edomite who killed hundreds of people, or America's first serial killer. The crazy white woman who tortured hundreds of our people in Louisiana, Delphina LaLaurie. Delphina LaLaurie. She was the first American serial killer. Okay. Now, these next videos, we're going into is our people again sensationalizing this society, forgetting we are God's chosen people. So I just want to bring out a quick scriptures about us being God's chosen people. Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1 through 3. So again, It was a woman named Delphina LaLaurie from Louisiana. She was cutting heads and taking off the tops of our heads, putting stuff in our brains, rearranging us, and all this other stuff. Look her up, Delphine LaLaurie. So let's get Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1 through 3. Baba Kusha.
God. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land, whether thou goest to possess it, and hast cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites and the Gergesites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
So it kind of came in kind of broken up, but you guys understand that? All right, so Elder Jabak, he dropped the mic and exited stage right on this topic, because a lot of people say, oh, well, this is talking about the children of Ham. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest and possess it. He was talking about, and I understood it for the first time in like 10 years. It just wasn't clear to me, but I understood it Saturday. You guys got to understand something. If I take you to Honduras and I say, listen, before we get there, you got to watch out for this, this, and this. There are other people in the land of Honduras than the people from Honduras. Okay? So when he put this out, this is the law. And when the Lord God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them. He's talking about all the nations. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes we forget that. Like, what happens when one nation is in control of the world? Everybody's there, right? So when you come to America, it's more what? It's more white people, but you have Chinese, you have East India, you have whatever. If you go to Germany, if you go to Thailand, if you go to Vietnam, it's more than just Vietnamese. Okay? Now, even though some of these countries have dictatorships, they still have melting pots. It's more people there. So neither shall thy make marriages with them. It's talking about Esau as well. And there's other scriptures. You guys got to go. Let me read this real quick. So Elder Sabak dropped the mic, exited stage right on this topic. Venus married a so-called white man. That is the topic, okay? You guys can go ahead and go to YouTube. It's called Venus Married a So-Called White Man. This video is from 4 days ago, and I'm going to touch on it briefly. Stop selling yourself short, Israel. No matter how much you are teased and picked on, you are a special people. And if you weren't, then why do Esau keep his foot on your neck? That's so we can never come up for air long enough to see that we are the Most High chosen ones. So when you watch that video, it's like an hour long. The elder goes into it extensively. A lot of people think that this is just for the people who was in the land of the Canaanite people or the sons of Ham. These other nations will change it. Did you see that woman? We all saw this woman tonight, correct? That's why I put that on there first. We all saw Esau. We all saw her. You saw how easy it was for her to just use her Karenness to just whittle out of that. If that was a black man who was he probably would be having tea with her. Hell, he probably would have tried to take her out somewhere. This white man knows the white woman because he's the white man. He knows how wicked she is because he's a white man. He's just as wicked as she is. Okay, that's wicked on wicked. He like, nah. Let me ask you something. You didn't give it to a random person. He already knew. Okay, so Deuteronomy 7, verses 1 through 3. No marriages with them. You cannot compete with the woman from Thailand. You cannot compete from a woman from China. You cannot compete from a woman from Vietnam. Just think about it. They all have a place to go to. You don't. So they all have an advantage over you. Okay. And vice versa for the black woman. You guys are messing with these people and stuff, thinking that they're your friends and that they're gonna love you. Are you serious? Go ahead and watch that video from the elder. All right. It's only like an hour, maybe like 20 minutes. It's pretty good. All right. And he goes into certain things, and then he goes ahead and talk about he had a special story about how he used to work for Wilmington, like when they do the tennis and stuff like that. He used to work over there, and he has a story about what's her name? He has a story about Venus. So it's a pretty good story, because you'd be surprised. A lot of us, we work for famous people and stuff like that, and we have stories all day. So again, sorry to be winded. We are the chosen. So let's get Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Baba Kasha.
God, this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse number 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Khan, we are the God's chosen, Salakia. We are God's chosen nation, the children of Israel. We're not the lost tribes. We're not the Moors or the Sumerians or the Egyptians or black or Afro-American or colored or African American. We are the children of Israel. So what's really going on is they keep dummying us down, and some of our people are helping because they like paper, they like status, and they like promise, and the white man holding their hand. All right, what do I mean by that? Look at guys that work at Amazon. Look at guys that work at the post office, dealerships, T-Mobile. We are so discombobulated. This is why you need to find your friendly Hebrew Israelite brother or sister, and the sisters direct them, if they're men, direct them to us, and women too. You know what I'm saying? And so we can get you squared away. So we can unplug you so you can get this spiritual food. So you can get this this honey, this milk, all right? This meat and potatoes, pause. So you can get all of this stuff that you need, because if you keep staying in this Christian church, you're going to wind up like this pastor. This dude is a simp. He need to be taken out back and beat up or something. This dude's crazy. This dude, he's ridiculous. Allowing his wife to dress ridiculously, knowing the church says otherwise. But he's talking about she doesn't need to be in modern apparel. You know about this, right, Cap? I'm sure everybody know about the co-pastor of Brother Market. Yeah, the BBL chick.
Yeah. Well, he said he tried to get on the man. He was talking about
now, word on the street is say it again, Cap.
No, I say he was talking about the men. Like he tried to use some reverse psychology. I said he tried to use some reverse psychology type of stuff. Was talking about like the men on the altar and they don't say nothing, compared to this situation with a woman and all of that stuff, and how dare you speak about my wife and how she's dressing. And is a damn hypocrite, man, because you as a pastor, you're supposed to lead by example, right? And how your wife dress, it also is part of your responsibility. People see how your wife move and how she dress and how she acts, and they'll also tie that back to you, right? So he tried to justify how she was dressing and try to shame the congregation. Are you okay?
Yeah. He went in and everything, and we'll give some background on him after we play this video. But Israel, you guys gotta understand, and if we have Christians on here, we love you, brothers, we love you, sisters. But you have to. It's like the movie Get Out. You saw the movie. You saw the movie Get Out. You saw what happened, but you're still not getting out because you don't think this can happen to you. So let's get the second video with the pastor, and we go to the 4-minute. Well, just go ahead and play it. So let's get right into it.
In 2026, there are a lot of people talking about women's appearance, especially in the Black community, just in general.
More and more society
Oh yeah.
hate the way God made.
Pause it real quick.
Think they too dark, they bleach their skin.
Oh yeah. These videos are fair use. This is just a teaching point. Hopefully the brother O'Shea doesn't, block us. But fair use. Go ahead, you can play it, King.
Get plastic bags all stuffed in your hips. Plastic bags, old inner tubes, empty recycled box cartons, saving cereal boxes to get them shoved in their hips. That's right. And then when you walk, your whole hips is creaking, making crunchy noises.
Now, in this case, you have a Christian pastor describing the average Black woman or woman in the community that he's seeing outside. Women skin lightening. He talked about in this particular sermon, women wear pajamas and bonnets. But okay, that's regular women. We are not talking about women of God. And the reason why we're not talking about women of God or women who are Christians is because technically women of God should operate differently than the normal woman. But the reality is the preacher is talking about these average women because he's seeing these characteristics showing up in his church's congregation.
He's right,
And this brings us to the one and only Dr. Jamal Harrison Bryant. On December 20th, 2025, Dr. Jamal Harrison Bryant and his wife, Dr. Carrie Turner Bryant, wore a controversial gown to the 2025 United Negro College Fund Atlanta Mayor's Mass Ball. Now, this dress was very, very interesting because it seemed like it was showing skin. And you got to understand, not only is Pastor Jamal Harrison Bryant in the ministry, Dr. Carrie Turner Bryant is the co-pastor of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. So she is also in the ministry. And so for many people, this is unbecoming of a person that's supposed to have a role in the church. Between December 20th and December 31st, the whole internet was really talking bad about her appearance. Dr. Jamal Harrison Bryant addressed the criticism publicly during a New Year's Eve service on December 31st, 2025.
Get this straight. I needed to deal with it head on because the other day the internet went crazy about a dress my wife had on. Now, they didn't say anything about the $4 million that was raised for the United Negro College Fund. They never mentioned that she prayed until heaven came down. They never said anything about this was the largest fundraiser for HBCUs in the country. But insecure, jealous, petty, small-minded, people got in their feelings and set up a false barometer of holiness based off of a dress. Now, you got to help some people because some people have embraced the full knowledge of ignorance without any assistance for understanding. The dress was not see-through. The dress was flesh color. But because you ain't never been nowhere and ain't never been exposed to nothing,
boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the fuck you think you is?
So wait a minute. It's everybody else's fault. What he's pointing out is this is everybody else's problem. If you don't like the dress or if you're focused on the dress, it's an insecure problem. You are not talking about all the money that was raised at the fundraiser. You're not talking about the prayers in which she participated in. You're not talking about that this was the largest fundraiser for the United Negro College Fund this year. You're talking about everything else but that. And you're insecure, petty people. Woo! But wait, there's more.
I needed to set the record straight. Y'all don't like this. I need to set the record straight. I bought the dress. And I like it.
So he admits something that's very interesting. He bought the dress. And if we can go back and just look at the crowd's reaction to the people who are so happy with what he's saying, it's obvious. Dr. Jamal Harrison Bryant, or Pastor Jamal Harrison Bryant, has a largely female-dominated congregation. Now, let's assume that Jamal Harrison Bryant is correct. If this was a one-time thing, his wife's fashion choice, if he was or she was the subject of criticism one time, am I?
Okay. So, he goes into it and basically, pastor, he got married, I don't know, 2099, something like that. He got divorced in 2009. Then he met this lady, her, in about 2016. They've been clapping since like 2017. And then he married her like a few years ago, right? But they've been, messing around. But before he married her, he made her the co-pastor. Here's the thing. She definitely was wrong. But we're going to get to her later. What we need to understand is that, things in the church has always been messed up. The priests have been banging kids. Pedophiles get promotions in the Catholic Church. That, they always talk about Islam and talk about Christianity. But one of the biggest churches is Catholicism, like Catholics, that's where the Vatican's at. So what we have to understand is that all they doing is following suit, and their wickedness is getting very bold. Yes, the man is the head of the household. He can let his wife wear whatever. But we're going to get into her apparel. But you can clearly see, because me and my rib was talking about it. That's Eddie Long's old church. Everybody remember the pastor Eddie Long? The dude who was banging kids who died of HIV, but they said he was just losing weight.
Come on.
Yeah, that's his church. Imagine that. You know. So again, let's get on these pastors real quick before we get on her apparel. But I want to get on the pastor, and then I'm going to talk about her because this dude is a simp. He's what you call an F boy. He's a kid. I don't care how old this brother is. He's a child. Like for him to go up there and defend that and say I bought her the dress, this dude sounds stupid as I don't know what. And you know it's an all-female congregation. Now listen, sisters, before you go into my DMs or find me in the parking lot of Walgreens, I don't want to smoke. All I'm saying is that sometimes you guys tend to take the side of a woman because they're a woman. Look at it from a logical standpoint. She represents all the young to go to your. All right, so let's go in on him because this dude's an idiot. So let's go in on let's get Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 15 real quick. Barbecue Shah. Did you have anything to say, Cap?
No, that dude think we stupid. He said it was a skin color type of dress. Yeah, I bet it was. You could see through the damn dress. You could see his skin through the dress.
God.
You know? Like these pastors are ridiculous now. First, the other one that we was talking about like 2 months ago, asking the woman with a child, with a son. He said, that's not what I asked for. I asked for more than 2,000. I think she gave him like 1,000 or something, 1,200.
Yeah, she gave him like 1,200, something like that. She said she gave him the rest later.
Yeah, these pastors are pimps now. You know, and if y'all look through history, being a pimp was a profession as well too. It was lined up with being a cook, being a nurse. Like actually being a pimp was actually a profession. So they just took a pastor, the church, and a pimp. They just took the profession, just merged it all together. So that pastor, modern day pastor, majority of them is just pimps. You know, just hustling the congregation, hustling the woman, you know, telling what they want to hear and all of that stuff and make them feel good. And then behind the scenes, they sleep with the woman or they sleep with the children and all of that stuff. Yeah, it's just a pimp. That's it. Using the word of God in vain and lying to the people and using manipulation and everything. Jeremiah 3:15, right?
Cap.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
So he's going to give you people like our Captain Arya or our Deacon Shawapar or our elders or the senior men. He's going to give you them, men of righteousness, men who wear zeeks, men who wear fringes. They're not afraid to go to work with their zeeks on because everybody's going to make fun of them. You know, bold men. So I will give you pastors according to my heart, not society. He said my heart, mine, or my heart, because social media, the internet, the www, the entertainment people, they give you people of their hearts, and they will feed you the knowledge and understanding. That's why, you know, I'm from Philly, but that stuff that Will Smith do or did, I heard about all the gay stuff. I'm like, whatever. But when he slapped Chris Rock, that was like the damn straw. Now, I didn't watch the movie 6 Degrees or anything like that. You know, I've been following his career and all that stuff. But when he slapped that brother, that told me it's something wrong with him. Will Packard was the first black man who directed the Oscars. You're going to slap this brother, Chris Rock. I'm not saying he's a saint, but our people are just messed up. I'm not supporting anything Will do. I know he's coming up with all these movies. What's that one movie? I did like that one movie he did. He was like the only person. And
I Am Legend.
Yeah, I Am Legend. They talking about coming up with I Am Legend too. I ain't watching that stuff. I don't even watch Halle Berry movies no more because she's against our people. You know what I'm saying? Now she's best with a black dude, but I'm on that because they keep trying to put people in front of us that shouldn't be in front of us. You know what I'm saying? So again, Jeremiah 3:15, people, this is the prophetic prophecy. I will give you pastors. I'm getting ready to get all into it once we drop down. Well, we're going to go back to chapter 1, but we're going to just keep going with my flow. So I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Christians. Matter of fact, so-called black people, you have to analyze these religious leaders that they put in front of you. Even Farrakhan, okay? Now, Farrakhan is Farrakhan. Some say he's his father's white. He say he don't know who his dad is. Regardless of what this man says, okay? He takes from the Bible all the time. He's rarely in that Quran. That should tell you something, okay? He's trying to say something, but he really can't because of certain constraints and restrictions. He put it like it is, but why haven't they taken him out yet? If he's as strong and powerful as Malcolm X or Martin Luther King, why is he still around? And no, for you Muslims, I'm not saying he's a sellout, none of that stuff. You know, we can go into that a different time. What I'm saying is, why is he still allowed to speak if he's speaking something that's relevant? Okay, let me rephrase that. Why is he still allowed to speak if he's coming at he's coming at us as we coming at you guys as so-called black men, but we are Hebrew Israelites from the various tribes. Okay, we keep it real. Have you guys looked at the algorithm? Right now, you got this live on. Once you exit it, you're not going to see no more Israelite videos. Now, if you just tuned on, it's a sidebar. If you just tuned into this, right now, you should see tens of Israelite videos pop up. But you don't. You know why? Because we're out of the algorithm. Because they don't want to see this. Tonight, you go on YouTube, you type in Hebrew Israelites. You'll see a couple stuff pop up. You click on the video, you should see more like it. It don't happen. Maybe it's just my channel, or maybe it's just me. But I've been doing this. I've been looking at this stuff since 2016, and it used to come like that. I used to see every camp. Now I don't see no camps. I type in HOI and be like, oh, okay. Oh. And they put up some Chinese stuff. Talking about some HOI Chinese stuff. I don't know what it is, but my point is, guys, they're limiting us, okay? And that was the sidebar. So again, chapter 3 in Jeremiah, and I will give you pastors according to my heart. All right. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1, real quick.
Jeremiah 10.
Because I want you guys to understand who is he talking to. Yeah. Let's go to Jeremiah 10 and 1 and then jump to 21.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which Yahweh spaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
O house of Israel. Shalaki, go ahead, King.
Verse 21. For the pastors are become brutish, and have not sought the Lord. Therefore they shall not prosper, and all their flocks shall be scattered.
Now you guys are like, dude, what are you talking about? You still got Creflo Dollar. You still got this guy. You still got that guy. You still got, all these different pastors. Yeah, their day is crumbling, or their day is coming. They're not as powerful as they was. Yes, Creflo Dollar was in the video. Has he been in any more videos since then? And there's some stuff going on with Creflo Dollar, but I think it's some lady that he's dealing with. I don't think it's his woman, but something I saw a while back. But the point is, for the pastors are become brutish, okay, and have not sought the Lord. Listen, you Christians, is this your pastor? Has he become brutish? I mean, Pastor Jamal has. He clearly says that he bought the dress and he told her to wear it. And he's a pastor. He's a man of the Most High. There's scriptures on how his woman should be dressed. All women. But if you want to just make it a, you know, a role, then yes, his wife should be dressed a certain way. So, so again, the Most High is definitely aware of the tomfoolery. So let's get chapter 23, Jeremiah chapter 23 and 1. Because this is for you pastors.
God. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, and verse number 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord.
So destruction unto the pastors. All right. You guys are going to be judged. Okay. You may hit your toe when you went to sleep. You may have got a boil in your back. You may get bumps on your lip. You may have nosebleeds at night. All these things we don't see. All right. Yes, Paulette shared. Yeah, she was not dressed modestly. No, not at all. She wasn't dressed modest at all. And I'm going to get into that. I'm going to bring some scriptures out on that. So again, just because you guys don't see it, okay? Just because you guys don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's like, you know, when things happen to you, you know, sometimes it just rolls off. You know, when you look at myself, I used to be a soldier and stuff like that. I was shot and I was blown up like 3 times. I think 2. I don't know, 2 times, something like that. But you'll never know that. There's brothers in this congregation that's been shot 5, 4, 9 times. You know, there's been brothers that's been jumped and their head was swelled up like a freaking hippopotamus. You will never know that. There's sisters who have been unfortunately touched and molested and this and that, all these different things. Great. You will never know that. Okay. So woe be unto the pastors that destroy. I'm just bringing up certain things. So hopefully I'm not hitting someone's trigger. I'm not talking about something that personally happened to you. I'm just giving examples. So again, you don't know what a person's going through unless you're there. And people, trust me, these people are suffering. I remember the first time I saw a Creflo Dollar. You see him now, he got gray hair everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't happy with himself. You know, I think his daughter was, anyway, there's just a lot of stuff going on with these people. Okay. So I'm just saying this, that you guys have to understand something. The Most High is aware of the tomfoolery. And again, it's called eschatology and prophecy. You know what I'm saying? And things will happen. So here's a good one for you to let you know that you can't get away with nothing because it's already prophesied. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. And this will be it for the pastor. And we're going to jump on old girl. Pause. Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5.
It says Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
Okay, so the Most High is not surprised our people went into slavery. Our people had to go through Jim Crow. The FBI was started. The KKK, prisons was built right after slavery ended in 1865. They had no prisons, but the first one was built, no, maybe 1866. But whatever the case may be, prisons was built a year after slavery ended or within that year. Okay? So again, there's nothing new under the sun. Before you born, he know what he wants to do with you. So when you walking down the street, if you trip and bust your head open and you bleed out, it was already written. This is why we tell you, brothers and you sisters, do righteous acts. They have video games, right? And these video games, they used to have two endings, right? I'll never forget that. When I used to play PlayStation 2, they would always have like two endings. You can go this way or you can go that way. Now, where did the games get that from? You can take the light or you can take the dark. You can't see in the dark, Israel. So if you're walking in the dark, duh, fire truck. Okay? So again, it's good to take the light path. But if you're going to be destroyed in the righteous path, it's because it was written. So stop trying to analyze and have all these dreams and all this other stuff. Yeah, you have visions and stuff like that, but do the right thing. Take care of your family. If you're not married, take care of yourself. Stop shitting on people. Stop doing stupid stuff. Stop lying. Stop cheating. Stop stealing. Okay? And this is what these pastors do, because you're watching this man sit up here and say, oh, well, my woman, she wore, because I got my daughter those stockings. They're the same color as her skin. Yeah, they look nice, but my daughter ain't wearing no cleavage. Did y'all see that? Even though it was the same color as her skin, right? You can see her private. Was that covered up? He want men to lust over his wife, who's probably bald headed because she got all that weave. He want men to lust over his wife and say, "Man, I want to smash that." All you women out here with these yoga pants, you know, you got your stuff hanging all out. You married and you going to Walmart. Oh, I'm gonna just run to Walmart and it's men in Walmart, ladies. Okay, cover yourself up. You think we're not gonna look? We're men. You're gonna look. Be like, oh man. So are you gonna wear a shirt to say I'm married? Please don't look at me. I just want to run to the store to get some stuff for my kids. If you go ahead and put that shirt on, men won't look. Okay. So before he formed you from the belly, he knew before you come us out what he's going to do with you. Okay. So this is what it is. And these wicked, evil people will be judged. And all you have to do is just, rebuke them, because there's a thing that's out about, because he went on public to talk about it. Then another person, one of the bishops, came out and he talked about it publicly. So a lot of women were saying, why did you go? It's just tomfoolery. Bottom line, if you do something in the public, you have to be rebuked for it. Right now, if I say something stupid, the cap's going to cut me off the live, and he's going to come back on the live later, and I'm going to get rebuked. And before that happens, I'm going to get rebuked by my elders and everybody else. And then we're going to come on the live and they're going to rebuke me, and I'm going to have to apologize. Why? Because I did it publicly. It's common sense, Israel. So again, before I formed thee in the belly, he know you. Yes, he knew you was going to smoke crack. He knew you was going to push this person off the bridge or whatever. He knew you was going to be a lawyer. He knew you was going to be a doctor. He knows all of this, but this is the Most High. All right. So let's get into this female. Let's get because she me personally, I think she bought the dress and she threw him under the bus, and she's like, fix it. So let's get Proverbs chapter 31, verse 30, Baba Kusha.
Con. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, and verse number 30. Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised.
Con. So I don't really have to expound on that. It's, cut and dry. She was in vain, and she doesn't fear of the Lord. She was being out of pocket, and I think she was being too proud. I don't believe what he said. He bought her the dress and made her wear it. If she's a woman, of favor, if she's not a vain woman, she would say, honey, I don't think this is appropriate to wear. She would not have wore that. Now, some of y'all can disagree, but, DM me later. But she doesn't fear the Most High. I don't know her, but from looking at that video and seeing how she dressed in other occasions and stuff like that, she likes to show off her shape, Yeah. So let's get you got something, Cap? You good?
Yeah, hey, remember that situation 2 years ago? I think it was the Met Gala with Ciara and Russell Wilson.
Oh yeah,
And she wore that dress.
Yes, I do.
Hey, remember the look on
I do remember that. On who face?
Russell Wilson, her husband.
Con.
The look on his face, he did not approve of her wearing that dress. He did not approve. But it's like his hands was tied behind his back. You could look on his face like she wasn't gonna listen to him or whatever. He did not approve of her wearing that dress.
I remember
he
that.
Looked at ashamed. He looked at ashamed. Like you could see it in his face. He looked at ashamed. Why? Because of his background. He was a man of integrity. He was a man of dignity. He was a quote unquote knight in shining armor to society, to the people.
Con.
Right? He was a man of respect and all of that stuff. Right? Look at Steph Curry. Same thing with Steph Curry, with a rebellious ass wife that he got, which is Aisha Curry. She wanted to do her own damn thing. But Steph Curry, so many of his peers respect him because of how he conducts himself as a man. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a good point.
Yeah,
very good point.
So these are sports players. So if a sports player see his wife is dressing like that, like crazy as hell, and he don't feel comfortable how his wife is dressing like that, he has honor and dignity. What about a damn pastor? Because it's like a double-edged sword. Because if the pastor didn't feel comfortable about his wife, how she's dressing like that, but he know he can't control his wife, right? So now he got to try to save face. Because she probably like, I'm gonna dress how the hell the way I want to feel good, I want to look good and all that stuff, and all of that. And then the pastor, he probably couldn't do nothing about it because she's running him. So now, in front of the public, he got to save face. He got to say, "Yeah, I'm the one. I bought that dress for her." You know what I'm saying? So he could save face for his reputation, so people don't find out that she's running him, or that what's that word? He complied, or is another word for it? Not submitted.
Capitulated.
It's like with Adam and Eve.
Okay, con.
You know what I'm saying?
Like not compromise. You talking about compromise?
Compromise. He compromised.
Con.
That's the word. Con, the water. So either he compromised because he wanted to do what she wanted to do here and there, this and that, right? Or he actually got her to dress. Because now, if he actually got her to dress, then that's even more wicked. You feel that comfortable, you got your wife walking around, everybody can see her breasts and all of this stuff, and you actually got her that dress and you a pastor? That's even more wicked. Because people look to the pastor for virtue and, righteousness and holier than thou, and something people could aspire to become one day.
No, that's a very great point. Thanks, Cap. I didn't even think I was so wrapped up into that, but you guys heard what the captain said. I was wrapped up into trying to do this and do that. I didn't think about that Sierra and Steph Curry. All right, that's a very great comparison.
Yeah, Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson and Steph Curry. But the Russell Wilson thing, that's like the guys, and guys, you all know this. When we go to the store or we out and we see that lady, you be like, man, what she got on? And you see the guy kind of walking in front of her.
Yeah.
That's that Russell Wilson.
Cover it. Right.
He's trying to cut because he's like, man, I know what she got. He's embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've all been there when you're younger. You go out, you're like, we going to the movies? And you're like, all right, so you want some popcorn? And you're just not even trying to deal with that because you know everybody's going to be surrounding her. You know, that's when you're a teenager, which I don't think teenagers should date. That's not a topic. But what Captain said, guys, is very, very important. That Russell Wilson thing, when Sierra was dressed like that, man, they went in on him for like 6 months about that. And we all felt sorry for him. But you know what? We're not saying we feel sorry for him. We understand you have these and ladies, listen, it's okay to be strong. I don't agree with the independency. It's okay to be strong. It's okay to be okay. How can I put it? I put my foot in my mouth. We don't subscribe to your independency, but you can be strong at what you do as far as your job and doing things in righteousness and, independently putting yourself through school and stuff like that. But when it comes to your husband, ladies, you got to transition from that. You guys get mad at us for how can I put it? Okay, so you guys get mad at us when we have boys' night and we got our man cave and stuff like that. Some of y'all, if the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. But you guys get mad at us about certain things we do as guys. But there's certain things you guys do as ladies, but you take it and you make it into something that it's not. We all didn't grow up with both parents, most of us, okay? So again, Capital is a very good point. That Sierra and Steph Curry, she never loved him. She just didn't. If you never loved your husband, ladies, and you married to him and he's supportive and he's doing all these things for him, you need to come find yourself an elder Hebrew Israelite man and get counseling, or you guys go to couple counseling and stuff like that. Because we're not trying to promote divorce. What we're trying to do is you have your job, he has his job. If you married a simp, that's a man who is effeminate. We ain't say he was gay. He's effeminate because he was raised by his aunt or his mom was. Listen, there's certain things you guys can do, go through counseling. And this is what this topic is about. That man, Jamal, and Maya, just looking at that dude's effeminate. Even though he cheated on his first wife and he did all this other stuff, I seen who was, I don't know. She looked kind of like that strong, abrasive female. They try to tell you, men that cheat openly, they have a woman who is very, very masculine, ladies. So if you're acting very masculine, then that doesn't give him the right. But what we're saying is you still have to act like a lady. And if you don't know how to, enroll yourself into those what's that stuff called? Debutante classes and stuff like that. All right. So I don't want to get off the subject. But Kat, yeah, you brought up a very good point. I forgot to talk about that. Because that's a whole different subject. That Alicia Curry, right? That's her name?
Aisha Curry.
Yeah. Aisha Curry.
Yeah,
that woman is something else. And then
that's a separate class.
Yeah, it's 7th class. So Salakia, guys, he just opened my mind on that one. I was like, man, that's a really good class. So again, thanks for the gym cap. And so let's get before we get too late, because I still want to talk about Trump. Let's get First Peter's chapter 3 verses we're gonna go verses 1 through 2 real quick.
Con. First Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. Con. It's the book of First Peter chapter 3 and verse number 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear.
Kind. So be in subjection of your husbands. And the biggest word here is that word chaste, okay? It's let's go to Titus real quick. Just a quick precept. Let's go to Titus chapter 2, verse 5. And it's going to explain this word chaste, okay, ladies? So while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear, this is how women are supposed to be. They're supposed to be chaste. Let's go Titus chapter 2, verse 5.
God. It's the book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 5. To be discreet, chaste, or some would say chaste, or chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed.
Con. All right. So this is for you ladies, okay? No one said you had to pick your man up from the trap house or pick him up from his side girl. Nobody's saying that. What it says, ladies, be discreet, chaste or chaste, keepers at home. Okay? There's no more big mamas. They're gone. Grandmoms are in the clubs and they hoes. Let's put it out there. I mean, there's 54-year-old women who are fine. There are 65-year-old women who are fine. They look like they about 30. But they're not keepers of home. Okay? They out here with Tracy and Maria merengueing and salsa and doing hip hop splits. They going to the IHOP at 2 a.m. Man, we did that stuff when we was young bulls. How you in IHOP at 55? Okay, let me clean this up. I'm not saying nothing wrong with 55-year-olds going out, but what we're saying is leave that for them young people. And they shouldn't even be in these crazy clubs. But what did we have to show them? Okay, so again, being chaste, okay, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home. I want my wife when she go out, she looks good, she smells good, all this other stuff. Of course, people are going to be attracted to your wife. She look good. What you going to do? Put a mask on her? You're going to put a big blanket like she's running around like Casper the Friendly Ghost? You know what I'm saying? No. What we're trying to say is just like Big Mama used to be. You know what I'm saying? And yes, Pauletta, she does. She dresses always provocatively. And she's talking about that pastor. All right. So again, okay, this is not to baffle the ladies and all this other stuff. Because I know we talk about the lady, but we talk about him too. All right. So again, be discreet, chase keepers at home. If there's something that happened to you, ladies, when you were younger and stuff like that, get the proper counseling and stuff. Contact the elders, and they can give you get to you the proper channels. Recommend counselors and therapists and stuff because we need this, Israel. We all have a trauma. We all suffered, and some of us didn't. And if you didn't, then you can go ahead and counsel certain people who didn't go through different traumas. Okay, so let's get real quick. Let's get First Peter's chapter 3, verse 3 through 4, and that'll be it on that.
God, and I got 2 precepts after.
Cap.
First Peter 3, verse 3 through 4.
Cap.
God. It's the book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 3. Whose adorning let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair, or of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God of great price.
So the way they broke that down, it's kind of, sometimes you got to get the ESV, different Bibles, but basically what they're saying is don't be going around showing your cleavage. All right. Don't be outwardly adorning people purposely. You're wearing something with no bra. You have nibbles and areolas. You wearing stuff that can show your female genitalia. You wearing stuff that can show you behind. These are things that men like. I mean, it's common sense. Why are these things highlighted? Why do women wear lipstick that's glistening? Because it's attractive to us. Okay, so who's adorning? Let it not be that outward adorning of the platinum of the hair. You understand what I'm saying? Something, how those ladies be laying that. I don't even like that, but that baby hair stuff they be doing, I don't even know where that came from. They be talking about it. I don't remember that as a kid, but I guess it was a thing. I don't know. I just remember girls' hair being nice and they smell good, have long dresses on, stockings and stuff. That's what I remember growing up. I ain't that old. But again, guys, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, in which is not corruptible. Okay, that's the biggest thing. She was corruptible. Even people that's not even Christians brought this scripture out. You know what I'm saying? She was being disrespectful. She was being corruptible. All right. I ain't going to harp too much on it. But again, dress modestly and modest apparel. Okay. Go ahead, Cap.
I got two quick precepts. Let me get Genesis chapter 16. It's like Genesis chapter 12 and verse number 11 and 12.
Genesis 12.
Verse 11 and 12.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 12, verse 11. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 12, verse 11. And it came to pass when he was come near to enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarah his wife, behold, now I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore, it shall come to pass when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall say, this is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will save thee alive.
Right. So Abraham understood his wife was beautiful, right? He understood that. Now, he didn't say she was beautiful because she was walking around in a skin tight type of dress. She was dressed in modest apparel, right? But she was beautiful facial wise to look at. She had some style. She had her own, sense of self, as you would say. She was a woman, right? Like, for example, who's that woman? I think Shahrazad Ali. Shahrazad Ali. You see how she conduct herself? Beautiful on the inside and outside, intelligent, and she has respect for herself, the way she dressed and everything. What about the other sister that used to be part of what is it? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Hillary?
Yeah, no, not Hillary. The wife of
the dark skinned one?
The light skinned one.
The second mom?
No, I think it was the light skinned one. She did an interview on Breakfast Club.
You talking about the one that was Fresh Prince was Alfonso's sister?
No, was his mother on the show.
Oh, okay, because it was two. It was two.
Yeah, it was two.
The dark skin one.
And the light skin. Yeah, the light skin.
Okay, yeah, the light skin one. Okay,
she did an interview on the Breakfast Club, and she started going on the women today, and how they dressing, how they acting. And
Salakia, you talking about Bill Cosby for Lisa Rashad?
Salakia, that's the one.
Yeah. Bill Cosby wife. Yeah.
You see Con, you see how she look, how she conduct herself at her age?
Con.
Right?
Yeah,
Beautiful looking and this and that and all of that stuff. And she has a strong demeanor of respect.
Con.
Right? And delicate as a woman. And she's not dressed in all skin tight dresses and all of that stuff. She's covered up.
Con.
And people respect her by how she conduct herself. So when a woman dressed like that, you can't just come around and try to talk to them like a whore, whatever, and all of that stuff. No, you got to come at them with respect. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give you one more. Let me get Judith chapter 10.
Judith
Shout out
chapter
to
10.
the Israelite sisters, man. That's dressed in modest apparel and keeping the laws.
God.
You know, the Lord is watching. You know, your work is not in vain. The Lord is watching, man. Because I know it's not easy, especially in this wicked ass society. You know, but don't forget you're a light. So be that example. A lot of people is watching.
God.
Let me get Judith chapter 10, King. And let me get verse number 3. This is about Judith.
God. This is the book of Judith, chapter 10, verse 3, and the Apocrypha. And pulled off the sackcloth which she had on, and put off the garments of her widowhood, her body all over with water, and anointed herself with precious ointment, and braided the hair of her head, and put on a tire upon it, and put on her garments of gladness, wherewith she was clad during the life of Manasseh, her husband.
Right? So she washed herself, put some oil, took care of her hair, right? Put on her garment of gladness. It didn't say she put on no damn skin tight, right? See-through dress or whatever. Right? Read on.
Verse 4. And she took sandals upon her feet, and put about her bracelets, and her chains, and her rings, and her earrings, and all her ornaments, and decked herself bravely to allure the eyes of all men that should see her.
Right. So she washed herself, right? She fixed her hair and everything, put on her beautiful dress, right? Or garment, as you would say, right? And then it also says she came with her bracelets, earrings, necklace, and everything, right? Now, a person might look at this, and remember in 1 Timothy, where the Lord said, Titus, and also in Timothy's, where he was talking about with the woman with the braided hair and all of that stuff and ornaments and everything, not to focus on that. Paul was emphasizing that because what will happen now? If a woman is not following the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai, and she start leaning onto her own understanding, she start to worship her damn self, right? Now she's more focused on the outward appearance instead of the inward appearance, the spiritual, right? But remember, when Judith's husband passed, she still kept the teachings that he taught her, right? She took over the business. She still kept the laws and the commandments. And not just that, she was fasting, right? So she kept the good works. So she was fasting. That's why I said with the sackcloth and everything, she was still fasting. But she made a sacrifice for the nation, took off her mourning clothes, her fasting clothes and everything, and put on her beautiful garments, decked herself out, came out, looked beautiful and everything to try to help the nation get a win against the heathens, right? So now read the next verse.
Verse 5. Then she gave her maid a bottle of wine and cruse of oil, and filled a bag with parched corn and lumps of figs, and with fine bread. So she folded all these things together and laid them upon her.
All right, now read verse 7 now.
The book of Judith, chapter 10, verse 7, in the Apocrypha. And when they saw her, that her countenance was altered and her apparel was changed, they wondered at her beauty very greatly, and said unto her.
Right, you see that? So this is Israelites. This is our own people. They seen you. It's like, God damn, what the hell? Jeez. God damn. You know what I'm saying? You know, because remember, they were so used to her staying at the house, fasting,
right,
and at home and everything. You know what I'm saying? So they see her come out and damn big stepper, like woo, with the dress and everything looking beautiful, dazzling and all of that stuff, and beautiful hair and the dresses and everything. Like, ah, damn, with the rings and all of that. You know how it is, I look like
good.
Dude about to break his neck. She hit him with the y'all must have forgot.
Right? Let me go ahead and kill him.
Right, let me go ahead and kill him, man. Y'all must have forgot.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what happens now? Everybody's looking, and look, read the next verse now. Read verse 8.
God. Verse 8. The God of our fathers give thee favor.
So look, they didn't worship the woman because of how fine she looked. They gave praises to the Lord. They gave praises to the Lord. No matter how fine Judith looked, they did not worship Judith. You see what I'm saying?
God.
Their mind was like, yeah, how the what? Oh my shit. Boy, we about to win this war. Nigga. Kill it. You know, like Uncle Ben in Detroit. You're like, nigga, we about to kill it. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Yeah, it is how beautiful our woman is. I think Abraham felt like, damn, my wife is so beautiful here. Everybody's looking at her and all of this stuff. So I got to be the fencer. I got to be on this protection and everything. And it wasn't because she was dressing like a thot. Our sister have natural beauty when they take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
When they eat healthy, watch their diet. You know, grow your natural hair. You know what I'm saying? No offense to the sister, but I'm saying, like, understand, we got to separate from the ways of Babylon. When we come to our natural beauty and the laws and commandments of God, and we lean onto the strength of the Lord, which is the laws, the law will start to beautify our sisters even more.
Mm-hmm.
But it starts inwardly first, and then it'll magnify more outwardly. Right? Read on.
God. The God of our fathers give thee favor, and accomplish thine enterprise to the glory of the children of Israel, and to the exaltation of Jerusalem.
Right. This is all for Jerusalem and Israel. Now, who did they worship? Read on.
Then they worship God.
You see, they worship the Lord. Right? Where the jewels of God. So of course you're gonna see all people looking beautiful. Don't be shocked. Don't be surprised. When a man and a woman actually tap into their power, actually tap into their health, and also take care of themselves, like this body that the Lord gave us, this body, man, it has no limits, man. To be honest, earthly wise, terrestrial wise, when you actually take care of your body, your health. You know what I'm saying? You start to shine in the sun and start to glow and all of that stuff, and people's looking, they start to get jealous and all of that. Like, you don't gotta dress like a damn dot to be beautiful. Jeez, the more you cover up, the more people is like they intrigued. And also come at you with more respect. You know?
Facts.
Yeah. Jump to the last one, then I'll yield. Jump to verse number 14.
Verse 14. Now, when the men heard her words and beheld her countenance, they wondered greatly at her beauty, and said unto her, Thou hast saved thy life, and that thou hast hasted to come down to the presence of our Lord. Now, therefore, come to his tent, and some of us shall conduct thee until they have delivered thee to his hands.
So this the heathens. They seen the beauty of Judith and the sister that she's with. And you know what these heathens was thinking in their mind? Like they was thinking with Sarah. That's why Abraham told her to tell him that she's his sister.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Jump to verse 19.
Verse 19. And they wondered at her beauty and admired the children of Israel because of her.
You see that? They admired the children of Israel because of Judith, just how she looked. Read on.
And everyone said to his neighbor.
Right. So these are all the heathens. They said to each other, look what they said. Read on.
Who would despise this people? that have among them such women.
You see? So the heathens looking like, God damn. See how she look? You see how they look? And they looking at their women like, I know some of these heathens, I ain't going back home. Mm-hmm. They're like, I ain't going back home. Israelites got women looking like this. I've been in hell all the time. I ain't going back home. Hell no. Right? Read on.
Surely it is not good that one man of them be left, who being let go might deceive the whole earth.
Do you know why they said that? They said, surely we can't let none of these Israelites live. Why? If we let them do their thing, they're going to deceive the whole earth. How are they going to deceive the earth? By the Israelite woman.
Mm-hmm.
They basically admitted and telling you our women look so beautiful that these heathens they'll do whatever to get one. You see what I'm saying? So they said, surely we got to kill all the men and we got to take the women for ourselves because of how beautiful our Israelite sisters are. And we're seeing it today. And remember, she didn't come in no damn skin tight dress or nothing. She was dressed in modest apparel. And they was losing their damn mind. And she kept her dignity, her integrity. She wasn't ashamed. She didn't commit no sin. God?
Khan.
Are you okay?
Khan. That's a beautiful those scriptures made sense because when I look at 19, I think of the so-called white woman. This is why ever since I was like a kid, I'm like, man, you go into the stores, all you see is white women in the magazines. All we have is white teachers. Now they putting these young white teachers in there, but these young white teachers are banging all the white boys. They going to jail, which is funny. But to Cap's point, that's what he's saying, folks. They're presenting, they know what a woman can do. And this is why the white woman has and will continue to destroy our entertainers and our sports guys who are young millionaires. They're not coming after the engineers. They're not coming after, well, they are coming after guys in the military. But basically, bottom line, if you got a steady pay or if you're making millions, they sending these Caucasian women after you because they see what Judith did back then. They just ain't nothing changed under the sun. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good point. That's a good point, Cap. So that was and I was going to go into the Papoose and 50 Cent, Dr. Umar and stuff, but you know, you guys can Google all that stuff about what's going on with our people. Okay, so again, this is why they are at our people, because not even so-called Christians are doing the things that the Most High want. The Most High correctly, we are still following our oppressor, and this is why we are receiving the curses and getting persecuted, etc. You know, but they're receiving it as well now because it's almost their time. So again, with the whole 50 Cent, Papoose, Dr. Umar, why is he still this and all this other stuff? I mean, we can go into that. That's a different class. But great point, Kat. Appreciate that. So we're going to get into this last video. It's about your boy Donald Trump, and you know how he just invaded our brothers and sisters of Asher, which is part of the 12 tribes. Okay, I call it the Venezuela snatch and bag 'em. But first, let's talk about our brother Asher. Before we play the video, let's get Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 24 and 25. Baba Kusha.
Go.
Oh, go ahead and pause it real quick.
Khan, I got Deuteronomy. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 24. And of Asher he said, let Asher be blessed with children. Let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil. Thy shoes shall be iron and brass, and thy as thy days shall thy strength be.
So as you can see, by the scriptures and everything, Brother Asher is part of the 12 tribes, and this is what he's going to get: the oil and the various natural resources. Okay, and again, the Bible prophecies are correct, and that is our brother. Also, we have an article called the Mazav, saying that Mr. Maduro says he himself is a Jew, like Bibam Netanyahu. All right. So, real quick, before you pull the video, well, we'll do that last. Let's play the video, and let's play the video. This is President Trump talking about the invasion that happened, I believe, Saturday night at Old Dark Stupid. So they went in there about 2-3 in the morning, which is the appropriate time. Fair use, which is the appropriate time to invade anybody, because everybody sleep. You always want to go between 2 and 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, yeah, between 2 and 5, because sometimes you got people that want to jog. You turn the volume up, Bob?
The United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela. Overwhelming American military power, air, land, and sea, was used to launch a spectacular assault. And it was an assault like people have not seen since World War II. It was a force against a heavily fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas to bring outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro to justice. This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history. And if you think about it, we've done some other good ones, like the attack on Soleimani, the attack on al-Baghdadi, and the obliteration and decimation of the Iran nuclear sites just recently in an operation known as Midnight Hammer, all perfectly executed and done. No nation in the world could achieve what America achieved yesterday, or frankly, in just a short period of time. All Venezuelan military capacities were rendered powerless as the men and women of our military, working with U.S. law enforcement, successfully captured Maduro in the dead of night. It was dark. The lights of Caracas were largely turned off due to a certain expertise that we have. It was dark and it was deadly. But captured along with his wife, Celia Flores, both of whom now face American justice. Maduro and Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York. It's Jay Clayton, for their campaign of deadly narco-terrorism against the United States and its citizens. I want to thank the men and women of our military who achieved such an extraordinary success overnight with breathtaking speed, power, precision, and competence.
Come on, you go ahead and stop it.
Like it. We've seen some raids.
And then fast forward it, put it on the 6-minute mark. Don't play it, just put it on the 6-minute mark. So we heard what he's saying, right? They move swiftly and all this other stuff. Yes, of course, that's what the bombs were for. They're gonna hit the their electrical depots and stuff like that. You guys got to remember, you got Delta Force on the ground. They went ahead getting all the intel. They have informants and stuff. So this is the stuff behind the scenes, special forces, all these people that go in and dismantle stuff so things can go very smoothly. All right. So don't think they just did an attack and they went in there. No, this is months, sometimes years, but this is months of preparation. And that's why it went so smoothly, because everybody, cooperated. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of the thing with Saddam, because people like to talk about the Panama Canal and Saddam and all this other stuff. Here's the thing. The Saddam was getting bombed ever since the late 90s from the Clinton administration. They was bombing them because they were selling oil to Russia and various people. All right. And what you're going to find out is something called the brick. We'll get into it in a little bit. But bottom line is America, it's not that they're bullied. This is what they do. This is what the white man does. What you guys think the Greeks did? What you guys think the Romans did? This is what they do. They're not bullies. They just do what they do because they think there's no get back. They're blinded through their vanity and their just greediness of trying to rule, and they forget about, there's rules to this. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to the 6-minute mark because I want you to hear what he says. This is crazy. Go ahead, play it, King.
We're there now, and what people don't understand, but they understand as I say this, we're there now, but we're going to stay until such time as the proper transition can take place. So we're going to stay until such time as we're going to run it essentially until such time as a proper transition can take place. As everyone knows, the oil business in Venezuela has been a bust, a total bust for a long period of time. They were pumping almost nothing by comparison to what they could
You can stop it.
And what?
So you guys hear this cracker? This dude is so proud and unbelievable. He said, "We there now. We're going to run it." How you going to run the country and you don't got no boots on the ground? What are you talking about, guy? You can't run that country without a second wave. They're not going to capitulate the way you think. So that means he has divisions and people on standby. The only way they're going to run Venezuela is if they put boots on the ground. Now, Venezuela, that week that they're going to allow the U.S. government to run them remotely, wow, that's crazy. Even though it's a woman president, she's talking all her smack, talking about, well, I'm going to cooperate, but you kidnapped my president. Well, they never recognized the guy as a president. So a little backstory. Maduro is supposed to be this guy, and he basically wasn't recognized as a president since 2013. And so now they can go in there and regulate. But the problem is United States, they bombed them. They sent some bombs there. So that's it's not an active war, but like they couldn't do that because they didn't pose any threat to America. But again, this is the same man we're talking about that broke over 100 treaties. Okay, so what we guys forget the legal stuff. It's going to stick. They're going to fight up there in Congress. Here's the thing. This what cracks me up, right? So I'm President Trump, and me and Kat was talking about this earlier. everybody's going to be mad at him. Everybody remember Jimmy Carter. Everybody remembers Senior Bush, right? I think, yeah, Senior Bush is dead. They always put figureheads in front of you so you can always relate whatever happens back to them. All this gay stuff that's going on, who everybody think about? Obama, right? When we talk about the Crimes Bill Act, they don't bring that up at all. For some reason, Biden doesn't get blamed for it. He invented it or spent a lot of time pushing for it. Biden doesn't get blamed for it. Bill Clinton doesn't get blamed for it. But we know it was during the Clinton administration. So again, they pick and choose what they want to put in front of you. So right now, Trump is getting blamed for invading. He ain't invading Venezuela. He don't know nothing about that stuff. He's a businessman, right? But this was already in the foreclosure or correction. This was already in the plans because they mad about the brick. Yeah, they mad about that brick, the BRIC. You know what I'm saying? That's some bars, brick. So they mad about all that stuff, right? I mean, we'll get into the brick here shortly. But I wanted to bring this up because we're talking about stuff that's illegal and legal. It was illegal for them to take us from Africa and bring us here and make us slaves and then put us all over to different places. Remember, everybody, what year did America start? Yeah, 1776. Yeah. So we had slaves, according to historical data, since 1619. So we had slaves 1619. So we had slaves 1619. Well, we know it started before 1619, but you go fast forward to 1776, all these laws came out, all these different rules and stuff. So how come it wasn't illegal for us to be slaves or be citizens and all this other stuff, right? Like I said, I ain't gonna get all into it. That's a different class because it goes into the legalities and international laws and stuff like that, right? But let's get Proverbs chapter, because this cracker is so prideful and unbelievable. And we're not just talking about Trump. We're talking about the so-called white man and woman. Let's get Proverbs chapter 16, verse 5, Baba Kusha. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Mighty lesson.
The water. Get his brother Yakeem on the set. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 5.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, and verse 5. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yahweh. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished.
So what Trump is trying to do is he's trying to bring it. Here's the funny thing, right? Whenever a war starts, like, we was upset with, when when I was an American and stuff like that. I happen to be part of the U.S. Armed Forces. And man, when that World Trade Center went down, I was mad. I don't know what I was mad for, but I was mad. I wanted retribution. We wanted to kill everybody. They was like, let's go to Afghanistan. We was like, hell yeah, let's go kill them. So I was on my way to Afghanistan, and they was like, nah, not you. You guys are going to Iraq. We was like, Iraq? Why are we going to Iraq? How did that happen? And then out of nowhere, Saddam was acting a fool and all this other. It was crazy. Like George Bush, he put a how can I put it? He put a storyline in front of it. So everybody was down with it. Now, Trump, he just invaded Venezuela. He didn't have he just said they selling drugs. We're going to blow up some ships And the next thing you know, he done kidnapped the damn president. We like, all right, well, what are you going there for? So everybody's really against it. Even the people in the military, like, well, why he go there? Like, he went there? Okay, so what we doing? Huh? We had the Navy SEALs. Everybody was involved in this. Like, everybody that was part of this was like, well, why are we going to Venezuela? Because this cracker time is up. All right. And we're going to get into it, why he really went there and stuff like that. But again, everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination. And not just Trump, the people, the Congress and Senate. We ain't just talking about this man. Everybody that's a so-called white person that's part of this political reform, this political party, or not political party, this political gang, they're all proud. Let's get because at the end of the day, they want to see our people in the prison houses. They took this man they took his wife. What the hell they take his wife for? They took his wife, his kids. So we know what's about to happen. They fitting to torture them. They about to go to the interrogator and get tortured. So he can give up what he needs to give up. Because this is a little bit more than just drugs. So let's get Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22. Bobby Kushah.
Khan. Isaiah chapter 42. Slaki, verse 22.
Khan.
And it reads, but this people is robbed. Slakia, but this is a people robbed, spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, none delivereth for a spoil, and none saith restore.
Khan. So, we're all in the prison houses. We're being snared, and this is what's happening to our brother in Venezuela. He is from the tribe of Asher. All right. So, and again, I got an article. We're gonna put it up here shortly, talking about he knows he's a Jew. He has the blood from the from Jacob. You know what I'm saying? And we put that article up here shortly. But again, this is what they do. All right. So don't, it's part of the curses. And again, the brother's being judged for whatever he's being judged for, him and his wife. So let's get Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Baba Kushah.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and my own shepherds pay them not.
Khan. So it's self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be free. You invaded the man's country with no probable cause, but he sells drugs. Every South America country is a narco state. Are you serious? We've been getting cocaine from them for decades. This doesn't even make any sense. Exactly. George Bush was a CIA agent since like the 50s. Then he became the head of the CIA. He threw what's the white boy?
These American presidents been flying cocaine to America they self and dropping it off in South Central.
Con, you guys got to look at Rick Ross Highway. I think that's his name. I actually met people when I lived in California that knew him, and it was like, yeah, man, we was in the hood, and we looked in the back of the trunk, and they had drugs and guns and all this other stuff. A couple people that, you know, I'm from Philadelphia. They got something called the JBM Mafia started up. I know people who was a part of that, and they was like, yeah, man, we went out behind, it's a project called Bartram Village. They went behind there. It was a train full of weapons and drugs. Next thing you know, JBM Mafia. I heard stories from people from Detroit, Chicago, what's that, St. Louis. Everybody has the same darn story. So either they lying or it's the same black dude going around telling this, you know. And I heard this various times. And like the brother Yakeem said, yes, these presidents know what they flying this stuff to you guys. And again, that's a whole different class about what's going on. You got to read the book from George Bush Sr. It's called The Deception. George Bush Sr. Elder Terah, he goes in about that in one of his classes. But you know, again, what's it called? The Immaculate Deception, something like that. But I got the book, it's in my drawer. But bottom line, it's nothing new under the sun. Oliver North, he was thrown under the bus for selling those guns in the 80s to Nicaragua and all these different countries and stuff like that. Okay. So who possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. The white man is a devil that the Bible speaks of, and he's holding himself not guilty. And we're not just talking about Donald Trump. We're talking about all of them. He's just a figurehead. All right. He's just a figurehead. And, you know, he's going to stick with his people. He should. He's white. Why wouldn't he? So again, you see that it's you see that this is prophecy, and it's prophecy. You continue to be on the left and not fully accepting you are an Israelite. These sort of things will happen. The white man made 100 of treaties with the indigenous people of this land that is now called America. Just saying, they will never commit to being honest. What's made crooked cannot be made straight. And all the politicians at the end of the day will accept this. And the next thing you know, another black celebrity or 50 Cent will keep trolling, etc. And the beat goes on. So basically, this is out right now. But soon as it gets too stupid, they're going to bring out 50 Cent, or they're going to bring out some black celebrity, or Tupac got raised from the dead, all this other stuff, you know. And then, you know, what's really going on? This America is it's falling, and it's about to be the end. So again, what would I go ahead, King?
The chapter 16 says, and killeth a man and selleth her, if he be found in his hand, shall surely be put to death. What they did, man, they up in that man's house, stole him and his wife. Never.
Say that again. You came broken up. Say it again. I took myself off the camera.
Salakia, verse 16. He that stealeth him and selleth him, he found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. And that's what they did with the leader, with the president of Venezuela. Man, they popped up in that man's house like ninjas and stole him and his wife in the middle of the night.
Nah, that's correct. And again, great scripture, great precept. They stole him in the middle of the night. And this is what they're going to do to you, Israel. You know, and he may have been working with President Trump, because President Trump was saying that you know, stop this, stop that. This was like 3-4 months ago. And then the next thing you know, he did. I do remember him saying he may invade him, but it just came so quickly. He didn't even really give a narrative that this guy is selling drugs and stuff like that, you know. And real quick, the BRICS. So BRICS is a intergovernmental organization comprising, so BRIC, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Why is that so important? Brazil was hating on Venezuela and Nicaragua. China is cool with Venezuela, with the oil and stuff like that, and the natural resources, okay? So we was like, we got to get one of these joints because Venezuela and Nicaragua wanted to join the BRICS, but Brazil was like, nah, we don't want them. They were hating on them. But again, it's this prophecy, right? So let me get that article. Let me get the first article, Baba Kusha. I think it's the one about the natural resources. Let me see. Yeah, because it goes in. Let me see. Yeah, so the first article about Venezuela natural resources. All right, so let's scroll down a little bit. So you guys see that natural resource of Venezuela overview of oil, okay? And basically, it talks about the Venezuela, right? You probably can't read it. I'm gonna read it. So the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela is located alongside the South America's Caribbean coast. Its neighbors countries are Brazil and Colombia. All right. Natural resources include petroleum, natural gas, iron ore, gold. Oil is the largest country in the world that has the most oil reserves. Imagine that.
Huh. And
right.
he sees they oil reserves, Salakia. He said in the media interview, they was like, what you gonna do with all the oil that you seize from Venezuela? He was like, I'm gonna keep it. That's what he
said
the other day, the video.
Con, you can take that down. And the last article is talking about oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to send that other one. Hold on. Speaks with Trump speaks. I think I put it in here. No, I didn't put it in here. Salakia. Okay. Yeah, this one is, I forgot to put the other one, but this one basically talks about, hold on, give me a second. Yeah, this one talks about Brazil, how they excluded the BRICS from putting in Venezuela. Okay. But I had another article that I forgot to put in there. So let me read it real quick. I could have sworn I put this in here. Salakia, guys. It's an article. It's talking about Venezuela. Maduro, he claims he's a real Jew, unlike Bibi Netanyahu. All right. And basically he goes into the lineage of Benjamin, that he come from Poland. That's where so-called white people they came from, Poland and Russia and stuff like that, all these so-called Jewish people, and then they put them in the state of Israel back in 1948. We did a class on, but we're gonna do a more meaty class. Pause. It's going to be a little bit more videos and stuff, so you guys can actually see what happened once the World War II ended, and the so-called white people who called themselves Jews who converted, they went into the land of Israel and killed off a lot of the Palestinians because the British still had that land. So Palestine was where Israel was at, right? They took over everything, but the Brits had a certain part, which happened to be carved out to be Jerusalem. And the so-called fake Jewish people went there in 48 under the protection of the Brits and murdered the Palestinians for a whole year. And like April of 1949, the Brits pulled out of the land of Israel, but it was called Palestine. And that's where all the fighting is coming from. We will do an explicit class on that. We will, or elaborative class on that, so you guys can really understand why we call them the fake Jews or the fake Jewish people, because it's not just because they're white. They converted to being our ancestors. Okay. So let me get real quick. Let me wind this down. I ain't want to take you guys on a long drive, but let's go to Isaiah, because this is what's going to happen. Let's get Isaiah chapter 44, verse 1 through 2, Baba Kusha. Because we are the chosen people.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 44, 1. And it yet, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Say power that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou, Jeshurun, whom I have chosen.
So again, don't fear it, O Jacob, my servant Israel, whom I have chosen. We are the chosen one, okay? We are God's chosen people. We can't iterate that enough. We're not just saying that because we want y'all to cash app us, or we like for y'all to buy some fringes or some menorah or whatever. Look, guys, we're here to teach you guys this word, not because we're bored and we just saying it. It makes sense. The math is mathing. But the math ain't mathing with Christianity, because you got women running around here with their breasts out, wearing skin color dresses with their stuff all out, talking about my husband said I can do it. Really? So we have to stay strong and remember this is already plotted, and we are just the pieces on the Most High chessboard. So what happened to the brother? You know, Most High willing, he gets out of it. Me personally, nah, he getting ready to go to jail for the rest of his life. He ain't getting out of nowhere. So whatever he was doing over there, it couldn't have been all in righteousness. And if he claimed that, which he did claim he was a so-called Jew, that he didn't say what tribe, but he said he has the blood, but then he's doing what he do, because they do pump out a lot of drugs. He's getting his judgment. And this is what we need to wear. Okay.
Khan, did you post that article?
About him being a so-called Jewish person? No. Let me I have it. Let me send it to him.
Okay, Khan, I thought you had posted it.
All right. I just sent it. You look on the WhatsApp and you can go ahead and post it. It's called Matzav.com. Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro claims he's a real Jew. Yeah, that's the article right there. And scroll down to where it says I think the third paragraph, where it says Maduro. Yeah. So count one. Let me see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the fourth paragraph. I'll go ahead and read it. It says Maduro, if you can make it bigger, King. It says Maduro then questioned Netanyahu's Jewish lineage and bizarrely suggested that he himself carries true Jewish ancestry. I am a Christian, but Jewish blood runs through my veins. Sephardic blood from the authentic Jews of the 12 tribes, those of Moses. Those Jews of the 12 tribes who are not the ones in charge today in the state of Israel, those who govern today under Netanyahu are not authentic Jews. He is a hodgepodge who comes from Poland, Maduro said. So when you guys look at all this stuff. A lot of that's a brother they don't want in office. But here's the thing, brothers and sisters. If you in office and you running around, you got your Mitri on, you got your fringes, and you like, yeah, we the real true Trump, he a devil, he this and this. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, yo, you want to go smoke this blunt? Yeah, man, I'll meet you outside. Well, nigga, you about to get judged. Okay, you're gonna be the only black person in America that have an airplane land on you, and they don't kill nobody else but you. So this is what we're trying to tell you guys. You can't be doing that nut stuff. You can't be a nut dude. Stop being a nut. You have to be, and we get it. When you first come into the truth, I'm sure the Most High give you grace. He ain't give me no grace. I was like, really, bro? Like, this is what we doing? I can't get no grace? I'm just learning. I ain't getting no grace. I ain't even gonna tell you my stories, but good gosh darn, I ain't never taken off my fringes. But that's my walk. I'm a knucklehead. I'm the type nigga that you need to drown like 3 times. I might get it. And you drown, you're like, I get it. I'm that type of dude. And everybody know what type of person you are. So I'm very stubborn about certain things because I played sports. I joined the army. Even when you get wounded, you still charge. When you get hurt in playing football or basketball, you play. You become that Kobe Bryant. This dude has so many broken bones and stuff like that. Reggie White, all these different guys. Michael Strahan, all these dudes. Brett Favre. I don't even know how he was throwing footballs. Now, that's a white guy, but we're just talking about what sports do for you and how it makes you tough and stupid. So the same thing with us. We can't be tough and silly with this walk. Okay, we have to put on that protection. So let's get Ephesians chapter 6, verses 11 through 12. 11 through 13. Con. So Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11 through 13.
So
Con.
connection. You said verse 11 through 13?
Con.
Okay, Con. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 11. And it reads, put on the whole armor of God that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, and against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand the evil day, having all to stand.
Con. So guys, that sums that up. Like, we have to take that armor of God. We can't go ahead and put on a bulletproof vest and you raise your arm up and then you get shot and the bullet go through here because you want to go ahead and stretch out and then the bullet goes through here because there's no armor that's going to protect you. The only armor that's going to protect you is the armor of God. When we used to go down range, they used to make us wear all this stuff and you couldn't even move. It was like 200 pounds of equipment. I'm like, sir, how am I going to move? He was like, oh, well, I said, I'm not wearing this shit. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm just have to get shot. Now, where I got shot at, I got shot in my legs. We didn't wear no armor down there. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But they want to protect your upper torso. That's all the armor's going to do. But you have to walk around like the knights with all that metal on and stuff like that. It got to be like 40 degrees outside for you to actually do that. So I say this to say, put on the whole armor of God. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, because you just don't know when that bullet comes through your window, because these niggas can't shoot. and you walk into the kitchen to go ahead and get some Cheetos or whatever you're trying to get, and it just goes by your nose, you got on the whole armor of God, and it just wasn't your time, right? But you're practicing, you're doing these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? I can just imagine, like he say, I know what you're going to do. I know, you know what I'm going to do to you. I know what I'm going to do to you before you even come out the womb. You know what I'm saying? And there's probably so many commas in our life. Well, if he do this, comma, if he do that, he probably got like 500 paragraphs due to the way we walk. But at the end of the day, we have to put on that whole armor, okay? Wrestle not against the flesh and blood, but against the principalities. What Trump did is what Trump did. Don't get into those politics. It ain't just him. It's him with his whole army of white folks. And, you know, Brother Maduro, he's more than likely going under the jail. You know? And, okay.
Yeah, I wanted to point out something I noticed. If you could put that article up in the second paragraph, he said, Maduro has said that that Britain fed and armed. I was like, I was reading in an article that was just up in the paragraph after the one that you read.
Okay.
If you could put it back up, RBR. Where he said Britain armed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come on. Back to that paragraph. And I need to point that out. Where was that at? I think you went too far down.
He said Britain armed?
Yeah, where's the paragraph that you just read? Yeah, hodgepodge. Okay. Yeah, go to the condemning Israel's military. Yeah, scroll down a little bit. Khan, it says condemning Israel's Iran, Maduro claimed the action was a blatant breach of international law. He argued that the United Nations has lost credibility, like in today's situation, to the period leading up to World War II. The UN is dying as nations died before the passing of Hitler, who ended the mechanism of nations that was created. Slaki, oh, you made it big, Khan. Before the UN, Hitler was fed and armed by the British Empire. That's another quote by Maduro. See, these quotes, that man had a bold mouth.
Yeah, he can't speak like that because yes, Hitler, they showed it on Netflix. I don't know if you saw that. Okay, they had a Netflix documentary on Adolf Hitler. He created the not just the SS, but you know Heil Hitler, that regime, right? He created them, the Nazis. He created that back in the early 30s. They threw him in jail for 2 years. And for 2 years, he was allegedly he had electric psychotherapy by a shrink. And he was getting, you know how they zap you and all this other stuff? Yeah. So he was zapped for 2 years. When he got out, they said that they literally brainwashed this man to go and do what he did. So in about 36, he got power again, and he went across Europe just conquering everybody. And the problem was, word on the street, he found out that the real Jews were in America and that the white people were pretending to be Jewish, but they were fake. So he started putting them in concentration camps, and then the leaders to be who created him was like, look, bro, you need to stop. And then, he didn't stop and all this other stuff. So everybody came together to put him and his psycho generals to an end. And you know, that was the whole World War II. But yeah, the word on the street is he was tortured, and he had the electrotherapy. If you see the movie with Jack Nicholson, it's called Cuckoo Under the Cuckoo Nest. It shows you that electrotherapy that they do, and it just fries your brain, and they will make you do anything, you know. So yeah, he was created. They they want to deny it, but Adolf Hitler was created, and he was put in power to do a certain thing, but he took it too far. So yeah, that's another class. But yeah, great catch on that one. I didn't read that part. So yeah, the brother, that was a good part. Good observation. Yeah, so the brother Maduro, they don't want that. No, they want somebody who is going to listen. And Trump told his vice president, like, look, if you don't follow ship, you're gonna be right up here with this dude. We don't have no problem taking no women. So she's going to listen. She's definitely going to listen. So anyway, with that being said, Israel, unless you got something, brother Yakeem, we're gonna go ahead and wind it down, get a couple scriptures in here. And again, we have to wear this physically and spiritually, Israel. So what's really going on is we stay distracted rather than wearing the armor of the Most High. So trust me, it works. And again, I hope you all will get something out of this class tonight. And the main thing is stop worrying about nothing. It's already been written. We just have to do our part and stay the course. So don't be afraid that they're going to start coming after this or this and that. They're going to come with the Northern Kingdom. Don't worry about all that. As long as you doing what you're supposed to do, you guys are good to go. And if it's your time, then you done put something on this planet, especially if you're a brother or a woman, and you came into this truth and you done woke up a couple people. Maybe those are the people you need to wake up. You know what I'm saying? So again, don't think this is the end all because he attacked Venezuela and now whatever. It's part of that thing, it's all prophecy. So China and America's got a beef, and they're going after everybody that want to support China. So let's get these last two scripture. Yeah, come on. Let's get Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13 and 14. Baba Kusha.
Come on. The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12. You said 13 and 14?
Con.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Con. So again, everybody, that is a conclusion. Fear the Most High, follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, and don't worry about what's going on and what's the word on the street or what's whatever. Give me a second. What's the word on the street and all this other stuff. Just you can't hide from it, Israel. You have to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Even if you're new to it, do your best and figure it out. It's like a new video game. Trying to learn how to use a controller, the buttons, all this other stuff. You got time. You guys got time. So
it's
again,
exercise, good and evil.
Say it again.
Like quoted in the scripture, have your senses exercise, learn good and evil, so that you become perfect. I think that's Hebrews 1.
Like the brother said, guys, you know, follow it until you're perfect. Be ye perfect, okay? So he's gonna see every secret thing, anything you think you're hiding. There's angels everywhere, and each of us have 2 angels with us. So thanks for you guys tuning into the class. Caps is going to lead us out in a prayer, and if you don't get anything from the class, then tune back in tomorrow for some. Maybe you get something tomorrow, or tune back in next week. All right, but hopefully you guys got something from the class. Thank you guys for tuning in. And Captain Yara is going to lead us in the prayer. You got anything, Brother Yakeem?
The water. Mighty lesson.
Appreciate you, King.
Con. So I'll give you at least 30 seconds, and let's close out with the Lord's Prayer. Quick reminder, HOI members, the mandatory Sabbath class for HOI will be this Saturday. So just give me a quick reminder.
Con.
Okay, all praise Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Rechakadash. Shemai Yasharallah Yahweh Allah Haynawa Yahweh Ahad Shemai Yasharallah Yahweh Allah Haynawa Yahweh Ahad Shemai Yasharallah Yahweh Allah Haynawa Yahweh Ahad Abinawa Shabashamayim Kodash Haya Shamka Yahweh Malakovka Taba'a Ratazaka Haya Aisha Ba'arataza Kawa Haya Bashamayim Natalanawa Laham Hal Yawam Wasalach Nawa Khabuwaf Nawa Kasalach Nawa Khabuwafi Nawa Wala'a Tabiai Nawa Banasayawan Abal Hawashai Nawa Mayan Rai Kaya Laka Hamalakwaf Wa'ala Watabaraf Laiwalamyam Aman Yabaraki Yahweh wa Yashamarka Ya'ari Yahweh Panyawa Ayaka wa Yachancha Yasha Yahweh Panyawa Ayaka wa Yashamrika Shalom Yahweh Bahashim Mashiach Yahushai Shema'ayu Barak Rapah Yasharallah Kal Akim Kal Akhwafim Kal Banyam Yasha'Allah Yahweh Bahashim Mashiach Yahushai Dawada Dawaba Avalam Amen. We come to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai to please watch over the nation of Israel, to guide and protect us, to direct our steps, to give us the strength to overcome all trials and tribulations and tests that you'll give us throughout these last days, to also bring judgment and wrath and righteous vengeance upon America and upon Babylon and upon the wickedness they have done according to the scriptures upon your people, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. We also give you the blessing, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, also the praise as well in these last days, and honor your name and strengthen and power to exalt your name throughout the four corners of the earth. Also to watch over us, to protect us, to keep angels around us, to heal those that are sick, heal those that are lost in faith, heal those that are in need, heal those that are weak, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. And also, we also pray to you, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, to guide us and to direct us to endure to the end for the kingdom of heaven, and to be worthy to enter in the kingdom of Yahushai. Dawada Dawaba Malam. Amen.
Amen.
God.
The Water King.
God. All praises out. So, praise Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, family. Once again, hopefully I was edified, and most high will, we should be back again tomorrow. And hopefully I enjoy your night as well. And let's continue to strive for the kingdom and for the faith. And let's continue to endure, man. Khan. Shalom.
Come on, Shalom.
Shalom.
plantation. Oh, plantation. 9 to 5 be the time I was wasting. Man, I feel like I need a vacation. Saving up for my resignation. Why I feel like my manager hating. Ain't the one for no verbal castration. This government ain't giving reparation. We'll go to crime trying to fight the temptation. I wanna clock out as soon as I clock in. But a nigga got goals, so I gotta lock in. 30 hours is still broke. I feel like they mocking. Gotta do doubles for a band. I'd rather hit the block then. But then, so many caught off the Rico. This oppression in